So I guess that is a preference. Just like, would you? Because we saw that horrible Bry's Comics mystery box that DJ got. Paid $150 plus shipping. He got one slab that the guy who did the mystery boxes evaluated himself at $149.99, which is already 1 penny plus shipping below the cost of the mystery box. So there's do you want just one book or do you want a handful of books? So I think it just depends on like what your goal is. Are you aiming to get stuff to put into your PC or are you aiming to do a mixture? And I think most people look for that mixture. The mystery boxes should be overvalued. You're doing the seller a favor, clearing their inventory.
Right. And
No
taking
matter,
something you're not picking and choosing yourself.
yeah, you're not picking and choosing it, and they're packaging it that way because they don't have the time to sell them individually. The books don't have the juice to stand on their own two legs. And you know what I mean? Like over time, maybe they could sell them for whatever, but they're running the risk of the prices on them going down or this or that. So if you're doing the favor and buying a mystery box, they have to be overvalued. Like that's just like the bare minimum requirement. So then it's just like up to the seller or the buyer. Am I looking to PC the whole thing? None of it, some of it. And I think most people probably look to PC some of it. You want to, when you're opening it, to be excited to find something like who knows what that fits into your collection, or you might have been hunting or something like that. But I like to get just, I don't know, for just say $100 mystery box, like 4 or 5 books, depending on if there's like a banger in there, depending on how big of a hit one of the hit books are.
Yeah, no, I mean, so what we were talking about backstage, I opened up a mystery box that I'm in the middle of doing the video for, so it'll come out not next week, but probably the week after that, where it was a custom mystery box. I mean, it was pretty, I mean, when we talk about custom mystery box, it was pretty well tailored, where it was, you pick how much you want to spend. You filled out a survey that told what kind of books you were interested, whether you wanted more books or less books in the box to make up the value and everything, all this other stuff. And the box came, and it did what it said. It guaranteed at least doubling your value, and it did that. And it just, I could have sworn, it was a fair number of books that got there to get that number on a fair amount, for hitting a large dollar figure. And it just made for you having to go through a lot of books to find out, did I hit that value or whatnot. And so, okay, yeah, you did, but wow. And it's not, I don't remember saying I wanted a lot of books, but it was whatever.
And then you got that nervousness of, as you're going through them, like if you don't hit the value books in the lot as you're going for a while, you're like, dude, is this even going to be worth my time? Is this going to hit?
Right, because the first, probably 15 books in a lot. I'm going through. I'm going, wow. I mean, we got to the point where, like, when I was pricing them out, there was like, okay, I got like 10 books left in this thing.
On a serious note, I don't think I've seen you ever purchase or pick up a mystery box, Tyler.
Oh, wow.
What? I don't think I've ever seen you purchase or pick up a mystery box. I know they're really not your thing, but even like when friends in the community or something pick them up, I don't think I've ever seen you do one. But I have seen this guy do a lot of mystery boxes.
Yes. What's up, man? Idiots buy mystery boxes, like especially ones that go to like $900. Like,
yeah.
Well, this was
if they're 900, buy 2.
Yeah. This one was fun. At least when they tell you pick how much you want to spend.
Yeah,
and I'm going to guarantee you double what you spend. And I was and I'm going to tailor it to, here's a survey form, fill it out, and I'm going to tailor the box based off of your answers.
I think it's a great idea. I mean, the biggest thing for me when I used to buy a ton of mystery boxes. I was putting up content like every week for mystery boxes.
Yeah, I remember.
And I just want to get higher value than when I pay, because half those books I'm not going to want for my PC. Half those books, I would like to be able to resell to at least recoup a portion of that.
Not just that they have value, but that they're desirable books.
Yes,
that you can
that's another thing.
Yeah. That's key too. And But the biggest thing is what people don't understand is like it's like buying a pack of sports cards. I mean, I always use this analogy. As a kid,
That's very good. Yeah.
as a kid, one of my favorite things was to buy a box of sports cards, sit at home and open them. I could get crap in that box, but if I get that one special insert, it made up for the whole thing. It's about the experience and having fun. And I think the community really got away from the whole experience with the mystery box, where it just became a giant cash grab at one point in time. I mean, there was literally people dropping mystery boxes, 3, 4, 5 times a day at one point.
Yeah, that's actually the best analogy. I've never heard anybody actually pull out the sports card pack analogy for mystery boxes before, and that truly is the perfect analogy, because you could go get that one card you wanted, but again, you had to go spend the money to go do it versus buying the individual cards. I think that some of the differences that obviously the value I haven't bought packs of cards in a while. From what I'm hearing, some of y'all with your pack rips and shit, you guys are fucking crazy anyways with your how much a box of cards cost nowadays. But I don't know.
I can go to my PC and just buy the book off the wall. That's okay. But for me, is like the reason I go yard sale and the reason why I go flea market, it's the hunt. I like that hunt. Like I go to a casino. I know I'm going to lose money in the casino sometimes, but I'll spend $300 or $400 playing slots because it's fun. And that's the whole point when I used to buy mystery boxes. People just didn't understand. Like, it's fun for me having that mystery of possibly getting that big book or that GP or,
Cole says the difference is that only 1 in 1,000 sports cards. Yeah. That's true.
Very true. Yeah, the odds were actually really great, man, especially with like when people used to do like Hobby Hero used to drop mystery boxes and used to have great value, and they have 1 GP and it'd be like 10 boxes. Your odds are great.
Yeah, that's where some of these things are. It's like some of these mystery boxes they'll have either a GP or even if they don't, some of them that don't. I always used to like when I built mine trying to have either a GP or a raffle after the fact, kind of as a second place bonus prize. So that it just kind of was a kicker on top of everything. Because I for me, when I was trying to. It's about kind of I wanted to bring some more revenue back in to to fund some more comic sales stuff, but I wanted to move. I had books that were good books, but for the most part, I just didn't fit my PC. I was resculpting.
Aggressive says this is a year he's finally going to pull the trigger on his. Can you throw my crap away from me? Mystery box.
Nice.
Get ready.
It's going to be very expensive.
I actually thought about dropping 1 round of mystery boxes just to show people how mystery boxes should be. And I was going to put maybe like a $300 mystery box, and everything was going to have a guaranteed value of like $500 or above, and just get back to the community.
I was about to say you should have enough inventory. I think on your videos, when we go through your inventory when you're pulling orders, I don't think we've gone too often through your comic inventory stuff. I know we have a few times, but I feel like your toys and the video games sell like this.
Yeah. So it's with eBay is when you list things online, and part of the reason I haven't been listing comic books online because I'm actually going to be doing start doing Whatnot. I was a proof of Whatnot, so I'm actually going to be dropping a lot of stuff of Whatnot. I'll just probably start putting books up for $1 or $2 and just let them ride. I mean, I don't care, because when I get my stuff, literally cents on a dollar. Like I have 25 long boxes sitting in my warehouse right now, and just filled with books, man.
I know you've pulled plenty of things, or like got stuff back from CGC, because I know you submit a lot of it. You've gotten plenty of things, and I'm like, I could use one of those in my PC. And I've never stopped to go look through your eBay store.
Yeah,
but is it listed in the description of your videos or anything?
Yeah, if you actually go to my bio, you can actually have a link, and then I actually have a comic book section in there, and I actually list all my CGC books on there before I actually put up my videos. I've been sitting on like 3 or 4 CGC unboxings. I just haven't edited yet, so I need to post those up. But part of the reason I was waiting to figure out when I was going to start doing my Whatnots, and then so that way I could try to do a little cross promotion with that.
Yeah,
those videos. But yeah, I mean, if anyone ever sees anything, I price high in my eBay store a lot of times, just because for me it's just I list it and forget it. So if anyone ever like needs anything or wants something, hit me up personally, and I always give like 20-25% discounts lots of times.
I've pointed that out, and I've done videos on that. Like whenever you go to eBay, always check the seller, because especially if you're active on social media, you'll recognize the sellers' names a lot of times. And then you can just go over to eBay or Instagram. One person's name was like I looked and it said his eBay name was "Do Not Buy DM on IG," and then his IG.
Wow.
It was one word. It was one word.
I
I'm
purposely
like,
did
oh, let me go
after
hit him up on IG.
after years of because my eBay persona logo or name was something I had years and years and years before I ever came to IG or YouTube and stuff. So, but I did eventually get around to going, oh, you know what? I should rebrand it so that way it matches the IG stuff. Just so that way, because I don't do a lot of selling, but if somebody does see something there and wants to I'd reach out to me off there. I'd much rather sell it off.
It saves everyone money.
If it's somebody, and especially if it's somebody I know or at least somewhat know, I'll be more than happy to sell it off there and avoid the fees and stuff, give them a better deal.
That's how I met like 12-cent comics on IG, Scott Cave comics on IG. That's how I met Chip Gettler.
Or then there's ways that you buy stuff on eBay and you don't, because you get an offer and you go, oh, that's a great price, and you don't look and see who the seller is, and then you realize that it's a goddamn known retailer that you could have bought directly from the retailer, and they send you an invoice from eBay that says you could have saved $18 if you'd bought this on our store.
Yeah, you should have done the store.
Rob, while you're here, obviously
that's like paying $45 for a raw book that you could have saved $18.
We tend to talk wrestling on the front end of the show just to make
this week is a big weekend, man.
This was a huge week. We had the loss of a wrestler last week, and we had the tribute to the wrestler this week on AEW. And I'm not too familiar with the Briscoes, as I was like out of wrestling for a while. Like you're aware of that when I came back into wrestling and stuff. So just watching Mark Briscoe come out, watching Jay Lethal come out in tears, just broken. That absolutely destroyed me. I can't imagine what that was like for people who actually have been following them for a while. But what did you think of the tribute they did?
So a lot of people don't know this, but I'm actually trained by Jay Lethal. So that's actually my trainer in wrestling. So he trained me. I spent many years with him. I've been to his house. Like if you go on YouTube, there's a match versus me wrestling Jay Lethal.
You win.
And I tell you a story is I had a shirt. So, as being a good guy or bad guy in wrestling, when you have your shirts, you can only market to like 50% of the crowd. And so I decided to come up with the Rod Grimes, the Scoundrel t-shirt for one. And then I had another shirt that says Rod Grimes sucks. So when I go to shows, if you hate me or love me, you can actually, there's a shirt for everybody. But Jay Lethal actually was wearing one of my Scoundrel shirts to Ring of Honor. And actually the Briscoes actually asked him for the shirt because he thought it was just a really cool design. So that's my favorite stories with the Briscoes. But I mean, I have actually done extra work for Ring of Honor where, when they had like security guards get beat up on TV and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're locals and stuff.
So Wednesday night was very emotional, with everything going on. But, my favorite story with the Briscoes is I actually had to work security on TV with the Briscoes, and is when they were feuding with Bubba Ray Dudley and Tommy Dreamer. And they had I had to trying to block the Bubba Ray Dudley and Tommy Dreamer from coming down to the ring, and they came in the ring, and then they had a big blowout, where all the security guards run in and people are throwing stuff at. And it was either one of the Briscoes or Bubba Ray Dudley who threw a punch and caught me. They were trying to punch each other, and I'm trying to grab them in between, and threw a punch, and I literally had a golf ball size freaking lump on the back of my head. But so that's my favorite story with the Briscoes. But yeah, man, it was super emotional, and I think they did a really good tribute to them. I was actually shocked how composed Mark was, because he lost his brother. They've been a tag team for 20 years. The only time they did singles was either they had a little thing between each brother where they had a family feud they fought, or when Mark got hurt, Jay went on a singles run by himself and became the Ring of Honor heavyweight champion. And actually Jay Lethal beat him for the heavyweight championship in Vegas on pay-per-view. And that's why, Mark and Jay Lethal actually requested to have a tribute match together. And then they were able to get that approved to be on TV and stuff like that. But yeah, I think they did a really great job, man. And having all the wrestlers out there, and you don't understand, the wrestling industry is just like the comic book industry. It's a very small niche community. Everyone knows each other, and when stuff like this happens, it's crazy. The fundraiser, they raised over $300,000 now for the family. Whew. But I don't know if you know the full story is he was driving, taking his two daughters to cheerleading practice. And so someone crossed over the lane into his lane and hit him head on, going probably like 50, 60 miles an hour. The driver, he died instantly. And then the female driver who hit him died. And both his daughters are actually still in the hospital. Like one of his daughters couldn't feel her legs, and they're like 6 and 12, I think. So it's like heartbreaking, man. And I mean, they had to get like surgery in their spleen, like they had to get surgery on their backs. Like, just it's a horrible story, man.
That is tough. And seeing, you really just see the impact that these people have, like in the locker room with each other. You see that community vibe, and you really get it especially when stuff like this happens and they completely drop the act and everything. And you got a match against these two guys, and your opponent comes out wearing the T-shirt of his opponent, and tears in his eyes and everything. And they do the Ring of Honor thing before the match and go to shake hands, and Jay breaks. Like as soon as he touches him, you see Jay just break down, and Mark have to pull him in and like tighten up or put on this show. Like you said, it was impressive that it was Mark really carrying everything. Both of those guys did their damn job and really paid tribute to his brother and everything. But it was crazy just to see that kind of emotion and that kind of like heartache and stuff.
And like the Briscoes, I mean, that's no gimmick. That's their real life. They are backwoods rednecks from Delaware. They actually own a chicken farm. So what they do is they literally raise their chickens, and they I mean, yeah, you're right. It was beautiful, man. It was a beautiful moment. I mean, and that table spot was perfect. Like, they set that up so perfectly. I mean, the match is flawless, and I am biased with Jay Lethal, but I will tell you, if you being a new fan going in there, you will not see a bad Jay Lethal match. You might not like him, or he may not be your cup of tea, but you will not see a bad match of his. He's just that good, man. That good.
And it's wild seeing because going back and watching like TNA stuff as well, like how Sanjay is just his manager now, but he's been in ring wrestling. Those two have been like this for a long time. And you see Jay walk out of the match and everything, just everyone's clapping, and he's still breaking down, and Sanjay just comes down to get his homie, like it's just that kind of camaraderie and stuff. It's really awesome. Beckerman talks about it all the time, how like there's this amazing overlap between wrestling community and fans and comic community and fans, because wrestlers are kind of like real life superheroes. They're going above and beyond, doing these physical feats. They have these amazing stories to tell, and there's this huge sense of community. And I don't know, it's just very surreal. Very surreal.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%, man. It is an awesome community. Might be awful, but Jay Leland's perfect. Yeah. Now he's definitely one of those guys that you just never see a bad match for. But yeah, you're 100% right, man. The community, and just if you watch the fans, man, look at their faces during the match, and you can see the fans are crying in the arena, and you just the impact. You don't realize the impact you have. And just like you guys do. You guys all are on YouTube. You guys put out content, stuff like that, and the impact you guys have in the local community, times that by 100 when you're on that national level, and it's you can really change people's lives, man. You guys do fundraisers, you guys do everything else, and just imagine what you guys do on a not say a micro level, but it's a lot smaller, network compared to what these guys have on a national level. And
agreed.
I met Jay whilst Mark was hurt, and he seems super nice in person. There is something that doesn't show up on the StreamYard end of this, but it shows up under phone chat. So Aggressively Relaxing gifted 5 Legion of Comics memberships. So I want to say a big thank you to Aggressive. I don't know if that's going to pop up on my end or how that's going to pop up on my end.
So if you're in the chat and you're not a member, you have to click accept gifts, and then you can become a member of the Legion chat because he just gifted them.
So big shout out to Marcus for doing that.
So like Beckerman. So you agree?
You got one. So also, let me throw this out there if you're in the chat, because I'm still playing catch up on a lot of stuff, and I was looking at the new members on the channel in the last month, and there's a lot of new members from this month. So if you are a channel member, even if you've gotten it via gift, be sure to DM me on Instagram so I can send you out a new member welcome pack. And if you've been a member for a while and you still haven't done that, hit me up on IG so I can put together and send you out a welcome pack. They're absolutely free of charge, stickers, magnets, goodies, and stuff like that. But I want to make sure everybody gets them, because I don't just send out the stickers willy-nilly. I kind of just send them to the new members and stuff.
Willy-nilly.
willy-nilly.
Who's the 50-year-old?
Absolutely,
Who's
you should watch
50
the Rumble
now?
with the man. It's my
So I
favorite.
haven't gotten back into WWE or WWF or any of that. Just AEW so far.
You don't need to watch Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
though. That's the great.
I honestly, I prefer the Rumble over WrestleMania every year because they always have multiple surprises. You never know, and then you get 2 Rumbles because they do a female one,
right?
And they do a male one. So
this is the one where everyone's just trying to stay in the ring, right?
Well, yeah, every 2 minutes.
Yeah, send another one in.
Yeah, but they don't announce everyone who's in it, so there's always surprises. You always have like random people show up and come back or stuff.
Yeah, it's always. You're always watching it right for that the middle section after you get past like the first 10 where you're like watching to see, all right, now let's start bringing in some of the legends and stuff. Who's coming back, like.
Hey, I got to step off here. I got to take the kid to school. So I will talk to you guys in a little bit, man.
All right.
Thanks for coming on, man.
I'm always excited for the Rumble. Anyways.
So I wanted to touch on the mystery box thing because Mark pointed out I don't buy mystery boxes. I just have very little interest in mystery boxes. I like to know what I'm getting. Mm-hmm. I like the value just doesn't matter to me. So if I spent $200 on a mystery box and got a $400 book that I hated, I just don't even want to work to sell it. I would just probably keep a book that I don't want. And I don't want to do that. So
why do you think I have a giveaway box?
Yeah. To me, it's more interest over value. And actually, I'll point someone out that I almost bought one from and still didn't. Warlord. His mystery boxes were like maybe the most interested I was ever in a mystery box.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got one from him.
What if we had an all Pokemon mystery box?
So mine definitely changed a lot. My interest level in them changed a lot when the Pop's Attic page became something that's consistently moving books. So I'm like, dude, I can now. I've never bought a mystery box from someone who I wasn't directly close to in the community. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's always people like Warlord or Nick. You know what I mean, or whoever. But they're people that we hang out with or close to their channel, stuff like that. So I buy them pretty much out of support for them.
Yeah.
Cameron and but I wouldn't have even done that, a year ago. I would have been happy to share out their mystery boxes and help raise awareness for them, but I wouldn't have been comfortable spending money on them knowing I'm just donating this amount of money and getting nothing in return because I don't need the books nor will I sell them. They're just paper with ink on them sitting in my house. But now that I can kind of rotate books easily or have the giveaway boxes, there's different purposes I can use them for.
Yeah. I just pick them up every once in a while. I'll pick them up. I go through some spurts sometimes. Sometimes I'm picking them up just because I want to have something for if I can find if there's like a community member that I'm friendly with or friends with that's doing a box. It's the right price. And I have the budget. I'll go ahead and grab it for content, if nothing else. Sometimes, but yeah, I haven't been super into them. That's why, like, my wife was asking me today, "Is like, you haven't done a mystery box in a while? Are you going to do one soon?" And I'm like, to be honest with you, I haven't seen that they've been moving all that well lately, and so I have no desire to just have another box that I've got to sit up there and try to, slam. Repeatedly, sorry, Alan. Try to slam out there repeatedly, trying to get some traction on. Because it always seems like what happens is just like Alan's right now. It's like, and by the way, guys, Alan has a box. You should check it out. It's where it's like all of a sudden I'll announce release. It's like all of a sudden it's like, oh damn it, 12 people just also announced.
Flo, Nick, then Alan. Yeah. And I talked to Alan, and Alan was getting ready to drop his. He had just got him ready when Flo released his. He's like, I'm going to wait a few days and everything. And he's waiting. And then Nick did his. And then Nick sold 30 plus boxes in 8 hours. It was crazy.
But he sold $55 shipped, including a guaranteed 9.8 slab. So
he also did like $325 mystery boxes previously and sold them out instantly. Nick just has created an instant sellout guy. People know like if Nick drops a box, if you wait, you just screwed yourself.
Yeah, and Nick is a great example because, like I said, it's interest to value. If you like value, that's the one to get.
Yeah, Nick's the one
Guaranteed, because Nick has value in all his mystery boxes.
and you have the who knows what you'll get because he has such a wide array of stuff that he picks up because he also moves stuff regularly. So
That was close.
did you almost hit a
Yeah,
child?
the car in front of me. Nah, the fucking sun. No, it wasn't a child. It was
Put
a
your
car.
visor down,
Yeah,
that
flip
thing.
that visor down.
It's a hybrid.
Pop that visor,
You
bro.
say it's a hybrid?
Yeah, it's a hybrid. It doesn't matter.
There you go.
Yeah.
Pop that visor, bro. There you go.
Yeah, Nick did build his name up. Nick puts
Yeah,
out quality. That's all it is.
It takes doing that. Actually, that's my biggest fear is actually if I was to try to do one now. It's been a while since I did one because I had built up some where I do because I remember my first one took a while, but I eventually got them to where I could move them at a pretty decent clip. But now I haven't done one in over a year.
That
It's
doesn't
like,
matter,
Yeah, I feel like
Rob.
there was a
People know
while
you,
there
Rob.
when I believe it was like you, Eddie, and maybe Taylor, like about a year ago, like you guys were mystery boxing around the same time. I know y'all had that routine of getting like mystery boxes. What is it from that Spider-Man booth and everything? And
well, those guys especially were getting a lot of stuff from them. Yeah.
good morning, Burke. How are you today? A kiss for you as well. Drive safe. I
Yeah,
know
I
you
was
have a ridiculously long day ahead of you.
I was always
Yep.
trying definitely to make sure that my boxes when I was doing wasn't filled with that Spider-Man booth retreads because I knew that because there were too many mystery boxes at that time that were exactly that they were filled with that Spider-Man booth books because people were trying to get the big prizes from there that had all those books and then they would just dump them as mystery boxes and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, I got another topic I'm kind of interested to bounce around with you guys if you're game. And it's been touched on lightly before, but yesterday I saw where Frankie's Comics posted on Instagram an ad for their upcoming Whatnot sale.
Mhm.
And
Oh, I saw that.
immediately people in the comments started lashing in all kinds of different directions. And I had a decent conversation with a couple people in the comments because they add like a couple people just taking like shots in the form of questions at Frankie's. And
Yeah.
I do follow them on Facebook, and I'm aware that they've been in their Facebook group. They've been
Very
posting a lot of,
transparent.
yeah, very transparent, posting a lot of information, trying to like obviously they don't just sit on Facebook all day answering these questions, and the amount of questions is ungodly. You can tell where they pop in, answer questions, whatever.
Especially
But
since there's a lot of people who just don't understand how Chapter
the
11
process,
works,
yeah,
and
so I've
it's
pointed
some very
people in the
unfortunate
direction.
things because
Yeah,
of it.
people are asking questions like, why can't y'all tell us this? Why don't you answer this? I'm like, hey, just to give you a heads up, if you're looking for those answers, if you check out their Facebook page, they've been communicating a lot over there as well as making posts regularly, keeping people as updated as they can. And a couple people, like I talked to one guy and he was like mad at Frankie's. And in the conversation, probably the second time he replied to me, he said he's never bought from them and he's tried to email them and they won't even respond. I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
He's
Like, why
never
are you-
bought from them.
Yeah, he's not a customer of theirs, but he's like peddling and pestering.
What?
But one of the things he said, he's like, it just shows you how bad their customer service is, and that's why they're bankrupt. I'm like, I don't think that's it. I've shopped with them for years. I don't buy a lot.
I have too.
Like I buy a book here and there when they release a cover from an artist I follow. And he's like, well, what other shops do you see? You don't see this happening to no one else. And I actually gave him a list. There's like
Yeah.
there's a list of 5 comic shops in the last 3 months that either closed or 2 of them are running active Save Our Shop campaigns via GoFundMe or somewhere else. But it just like,
Did you mention Scorpion?
well, that's a little bit older. I didn't mention Scorpion or Black Flag because those are like anomalies associated with, you know what that happened. That wasn't
So-
me.
Yeah, there's a lot.
But
Yeah.
the point I was making in this conversation with this person before Frankie's disabled the comments under their thread was there was a huge bubble created during lockdown. There was an explosion of shops, private sellers that LLC'd themselves or changed their name to a shop name, and the market was flooded. It's kind of correcting. The bubble busted and the market's still flooded, but the demand is clearly lower. People are working again. People aren't sitting at home trying to be resellers. You also have an economy that is not as in good a shape as it was
definitely.
at the start of this. There's so much that goes into it. And I just wonder what y'all think of the nature
Well,
of the shops.
Mark, I told you I got that Jang Usagi Jimbo book. I got that off of Frankie's Whatnot sale. And Rob, that cover I commented on, that Iron Fist cover by Delato.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they actually had it there and another Iron Fist book for like $20.
Wow.
Yeah,
Great.
so I got all three of those books for cheap prices on their Whatnot price.
I would say to Beckerman had a question that he had asked. I wanted to just say, so he said they ship their past orders, otherwise I don't want to see a liquidation sale. So first of all, under Chapter 11, they get frozen. All those there's a point where all your assets get frozen. So those orders that are sat there, he can't legally, he's not allowed to ship them because that is something that's owed to a creditor based on a certain time. So he has to get permission from the court, and he says he's seeking permission to be able to ship the
And real quick, to expand on what you just said, the customers like myself, I have orders waiting with them. I am in the people who are waiting. I am, by definition of the law, a creditor. I am one of those people that the courts are actively looking at. How can we like completely pay off the most of these debts?
Yeah. So they're looking to, so he physically can't ship until the court says, yes, you can go ahead and ship these orders, regardless of whether he has inventory sitting there ready or not. Now that inventory is also sequestered from that aspect. He's not doing liquidation sales. He's able to continue to do his business as normal, raise revenue and everything else. And so that's what they're, from that aspect, anything he's doing from a sales standpoint is trying to drive and raise capital off of existing inventories. He can do his regular business and build up his cash reserves. So that way, as they go through the stuff with the court to settle the debts and everything else that he has, he can then have available resources to start to do that without having to then turn around and go borrow more money to try to pay off creditors.
Robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah.
And one thing that I learned from trying to just like quietly keep up with the process and read through, like, because one thing that got posted on there was the actual filing paperwork, because when you file Chapter 11 bankruptcy, that is public records, and somebody went into the records and pulled them out and shared them on the Frankie's page. And again, to the credit of the transparency, I'm not giving them credit for running a business smartly. You can tell from this paperwork they made some poor decisions, but he left that up there. He didn't remove it and ban the guy for posting it. He left it up there and let people ask questions. But when this happens, like he said, all of your stuff that's actively in debt status gets frozen. So do the bank accounts that are attached to them. Yeah. So if I sent them money, the account that money went into for that book is now frozen. The money in that account is frozen. The inventory or merchandise associated with it is frozen, and it's evaluated. So what I don't understand, because I would assume the entire business is frozen, as everything that is associated with it is part of the value of the business that has to be assessed. What inventory are they selling on Whatnot? Like, I understand having an individual with a different bank account doing the process and selling it and not messing with the bank account. How's the inventory fair game?
Well, one of the things is that your inventory, there's inventory that you may have on hand, but then there's also inventory that you can still bring in, because as a supplier, and I've been on this side of it as a supplier in my industry that I'm in now, companies go, since the company I work for provides communication systems to other companies go bankrupt. When we get notification on that type of stuff, we're not allowed to suspend service. We have to continue to provide the service while the bankruptcy proceeding. What ends up happening is that amount of money that they owe us pre Chapter 11, that stuff gets frozen and can be sit there. It's a debt that we can't clear. We can't send them to collections. We can't do anything else on it. But everything that post Chapter 11 that they're incurring, they're still obligated to pay on a regular and consistent basis.
Now, I 100% understand that. Now, here's the thing. What books did Alan just say that he got from their Whatnot sale?
Right. Well, and again, I don't know. I don't know when it comes to that, because whether or not how inventory that you have on hand is frozen if it's not tied to an existing order, because the stuff that's tied to existing order is attached to a creditor. Yeah. But your inventory that you have on hand that's just that's part of what you're selling is different than cash in a bank that you may or may not have that gets frozen or marked or whatever.
I guess a good thing to consider is also this is a brick and mortar store. It's not a exclusive online retailer. So if they filed, that doesn't mean they closed their shop in this situation is closed down. They did lock the doors for now while this plays out. But how does it work if you're like, just say you're a random store and you do online orders, and obviously whatever someone's already paid for that's attached to the creditor, but are still legally, are people able to come in and still shop your store? Do you have to close the door?
No, because you're not shuttering. Usually, because you're allowed to continue business under Chapter 11.
Okay.
So there's got to be so inventory that you have. So the inventory that you have that's not specifically tied to a creditor,
free game,
that should be available for you to continue to operate and do your business. So that way you can, because you're getting the protection from all that Chapter 11 is intended to do is provide you protection from your current creditors to allow you to restructure your business, continue to do your business, and come to a settlement with them, so that way you can continue on. There's other chapters of bankruptcy where you end up completely getting shut down. One of the outcomes could be of Chapter 11, though, could be that a judge says no. You're not going to get
salvageable.
You do need to do a liquidation but right now that's not the case.
Yeah, and it looks like from the paperwork that showed their expenses and debts, like they made some crazy decisions. Like I'm not even a shop, and I would never, like in a million years, and I've thought about this for years, take my business and my comic books to San Diego Comic-Con to set up. Like that is just such a pop culture go for the celebrities place, and it's so over flooded with stuff that I would never assume. And this is sad to say, but that comic books were going to be profitable like that at a Comic-Con. And they spent a lot of money at conventions, like taking the crew out there, the hotel expenses, the travel, the fees to set up. Like their con expenses were off the chart.
Yeah, no. AR, you're right on. I mean, it's like I always used to think that way too, that bankruptcy meant that you were nothing. And I think that comes from when you're young, your only thing that you know about bankruptcy is play Monopoly. And when you play Monopoly and you go bankrupt, you have nothing. You've leveraged everything you have zero money, you're done. And that's it. Now the game is over essentially. And that's what I think many of us grow up thinking. It's not until later on, if you've either had to go through it, someone who's gone through it, or you start to have to deal with it from a business standpoint or other types of things, where you can understand that, okay, there's different types of bankruptcy. And for most bankruptcy, especially business bankruptcies, it's not the end of the world. Bankruptcy, it sounds bad, and yes, there's hits to your credit, and there's other things, but it by no stretch of the imagination means it's the end of the world. I mean, Donald Trump's been bankrupt how many times? 3, I think.
Sure.
Nowadays, even Mile High doesn't sit there. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. But hey, the cons, we got more people climbing on for Heroes Con. It's gonna be off the hook, man.
Next topic. Let's
Comic Book Andy's in now.
Yeah, Comic Man Andy is in and fully booked and ready to rock and roll. And flight booked, hotel booked, tickets purchased. He will be at Heroes Con this June.
I'll be there.
Mark's
gonna be there. Are you gonna be there?
I don't think so. I was looking at flights. It's still a possibility, but I'm thinking no as of now.
Yeah, my flights, I'm waiting, and I keep checking, but I'm waiting because right now it still is the cheapest way for me to get there is to fly like Southwest. But Southwest, their deals that they're constantly running, they only run them for like the next 90 days. So they're really good deals. Don't for that time period don't open up yet. And when I look at, like, if I was to try to fly to Charlotte in June based off of their current schedules versus if I was, when I did the exact same flight but looked for it like in April right now.
What you're saying is you like to gamble.
It's like $250 cheaper during their and they're constantly running deals. So I'll wait. Yeah.
Marcus is going to sell a kidney if that's what it takes. Yeah. So And one of the biggest, and it's not a regret, just kind of thing that bummed me out is 2 years ago at C2E2, where the community tried to converge on a con that they all deem like this is the one that we can all try to hit.
Bankruptcy Wheel of Fortune.
And it was so far away, and like I just can't do the timing for that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
I've been pushing hard for Heroes to be it because I can squeak by like just driving up the road and still be, you know, able to go to work if an emergency arises and stuff like that. And so I'm excited like hell that everyone's converging on Heroes this year. And there's a huge list of people that will be there. Tyler is going to make it work out despite how it feels right now. He's got months to figure it out. Rob will be
I've
there.
got a couple. I could say something backstage, but potentially work might not let me. But we'll see.
I need to.
Tyler's going to be looking for a
start
new job
compiling
come
it.
July. Also,
I need to start
I hope
compiling an
not.
actual list of people and start tracking it, so that way I can start to get it going. So,
and Alan, I know, is on the fence because of where life's got him right now, but he's trying to make some big moves. My man is engaged and looking for a home and all that stuff, but none of that will stand in the way of him going to Heroes Con, a ridiculously affordable weekend in driving distance. But we'll get him there too. Go fund me for Tyler to go to Heroes Con. Yeah, dip into that whack money, bro.
It's not about that. It's about other stuff. But yeah.
yeah, well, it's gonna be good.
Good morning, Durs. Good morning. Durs is going to Heroes Con as well. Beckerman's going to be there. DJ's going to be there. Nick booked his flight yesterday. Remy Q Studios will be there. It's going to be good. And Rob, I know that you mentioned the planning phase. We're going to attempt to have an organized night where everybody can congregate and not have to stress and worry and all that stuff about where and how can we all get there and how can we all go to the same place and actually eat food without it taking 7 hours for them to take care of the party
and not necessarily just be at a giant long table where nobody can hear anybody and whatever else, right? So I'm working. I'm going to start working on that. So my big first step is I have to actually start compiling a list of the people who've said that they're going to be there, and so I can start to get some kind of rough ideas to.
Brother John and Digger Jim are locked in. What's up, my dude?
Then, because once I start to have a list and start to have an idea of quantities, I can start to get a better understanding as to what size of a venue I need to try to find and secure, hopefully within walking distance. Because that it has to be within walking distance. Because you definitely don't want to be trying to coordinate transportation as well.
Yeah,
I need a Greyhound bus charter.
We were just close enough at C2E2 that it was like perfect.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
I might not be going to Disney either, so there's more to it. If there is any chance I can go, it'll probably be late. It'll be much closer to the date that I know, and then I'll go. Because if I can go, I'm gonna go. I just won't know until real close, maybe like a month before.
Not a pillow fort. You're gonna build a blanket fort.
But I mean, if Rob has a space for me to sleep, I'll make it work. You know. But only Rob, no one else.
Yeah. It's a good thing Comic Vet's got that space.
No, I don't want to go in his room. If you have space for me, like I can probably make it work.
Got it. Since I got space for the Comic Vet, you'd have to sleep on him.
I'm not worried about Comic Vet. As long as you have space for me. Is it a king bed?
No, of course not.
Oh, well, that's even better. Is it a queen?
Of course.
Oh, we can make that work. I much prefer a queen.
That's how you stay warm in those cold nights, right?
Yeah. Cold Indiana nights.
That could be in Indiana, though.
Well, in a way.
Once you're in bed with someone from Indiana, you're always in Indiana.
Yeah. No one will know what to call us, Taylor. There's not even a good couple name for that.
Well, we know it wouldn't have low T.
Tyler is going to crawl into Rob like a
Like a tauntaun? No.
Who's the little spoon? We can take turns, me and Taylor.
You're just gonna be sporking.
Yeah. Just scissors. Think about how much space you save by scissoring, you know, like 2 whole people this way or 2 people this way, like way less space taken up.
Oh, great googly moogly. You, sir.
Great googly moogly.
Hey.
What is that from? That sounds so familiar.
Great googly moogly? Oh, Jesus, I don't even know. It's old.
Sounds like Blue's Clues or something random.
No, I don't even remember. I'm allowed to say stuff like that now. I'm old, man. I told my wife last night, I said, now I know I'm like really starting to feel it because I'm sitting there like I remember growing up as a kid, everyone talking about my grandfather would be watching TV and he's always watching the same things over and over again, right? And I got up and I said, look at me. I just got done watching an episode of what was it? I was watching nothing.
Had to be MASH.
No. I do watch MASH as a fill-in when there's like nothing else on. But no, this was. I was watching the new Night Court, right? So I was like, I just watched episode of Night Court. I watched How I Met Your Father. I just done watching the 90s show. I just got done watching all these retread shows like Connors and also
the exact same show 20 years later.
Right, exactly. I just watching all these things. I don't want to watch anything new. I just want to watch all these people are talking about how great like Last of Us are. I don't want to watch that. Everyone's watching
God,
that's new.
Last
I'm
of Us
going to
is
watch these
next
old
level.
retread sitcoms and whatnot because they're comfortable and whatever he says.
I never really watched that 70s show. I watched some episodes here and there, and I could tell that if you like that show, that 90s show is definitely for you. There's a lot of cool references, but they didn't land for me because I didn't watch it.
Right. Now, I mean that 70s show, I remember when I watched it, it hit really close to me when I watched it. Not only because obviously that 70s show, a lot of the growing up experiences were very things that I could relate to, but also the concept of because I actually am married to my wife and I met very young and everything else. A lot of the kind of that whole meet the girl next door type thing also hit real close to home and stuff on a lot of that stuff. So it was always there. But yeah. Hi, Mark. How are you?
Good. Just got Finn dressed for school.
Phenomenal.
Back there brushing his teeth.
How is the new Night Court? I'll tell you. I watched only the first episode's out, and the first episode wasn't bad, but it is a pilot episode or a starter episode. So there's the whole introduction of how does she get there, an introduction of how do they get Dan Fielding involved, and because he's not still a court, they have to bring him in. So there's a lot of introductions of characters and setup. So you won't really know how it is until you watch the next 2 episodes, really. But it has potential. I mean, the premise of the show is simple enough that you can, you have a little bit of stuff that's jokes around these people that you follow, and the rest of it you can change it up, keep it fresh by the cases that you hear throughout the stuff. So
I didn't know they remade Night Court.
Yeah, no, just the first episode just dropped. They had
where's it playing at?
It's on network TV. I think it's NBC, maybe. I don't know. I just watched it on Hulu, but it's Roush, who played Bernadette on Big Bang Theory. She plays as Abby Stone, the daughter of Harry Anderson's character, and then
I remember the bailiff always when I was
Mole,
little,
or the big tall guy Mole.
Yeah,
Richard Mole was his.
Yeah. Good morning to Brian LCS who
Mole.
popped up in the
Mole
chat.
was the character, yeah.
Mark, I put your books in bags. That sleeve wasn't doing it. I don't know. That sleeve was definitely doing it, Alan. I let him borrow a couple of books to read, and they're packaged in one bag. It's like I bought them as a set from a store that takes like miniseries and will bag them in one and price them so that you can't separate them and lose the sets in the store.
Burke, I did recently, not too long ago, go back through and rewatch all of How I Met Your Mother. I do. That was
So
good.
good.
Yeah, How I Met Your Father's not quite hitting the same way. Although the episode 1 that dropped this week of the second season, we get our next cameo from the original series as Barney Stinson showed up, which
Oh,
is
cool. I should watch that episode just for that.
well, don't go watch it for that because he shows up. She's talking as the mother is telling this story about how she met the father. She's saying that like talks about like, oh, that's for another day, and she flash forwards to her hitting the back of an SUV, and the guy who steps out of the SUV is Barney Stinson, and that's it. So it's just like a real brief cameo, no words, nothing, and but setting up that he's going to basically make an appearance later on in the season.
I watched about half of the first season, and I didn't stop watching because I didn't like it. I just like moved on with my life and kind of forgot about it. But I thought it was good. It wasn't as good as How I Met Your Mother, but
Right.
it was still good.
Exactly. Yeah, it's if you don't
For a
mind,
sitcom, like
if you like mindless sitcoms that are just
yeah,
kind of
it is. It's a mindless sitcom.
yeah,
in
it's the same
in a
way
good way.
it's the same way I feel about They Call Me Cat, right? I'll watch
I
it
don't know
and
what that
it's
is.
just kind of mindless sitcom stuff that's not bad. It's not great either, but it's whatever.
But I know there's 2 movies that came out on streaming this weekend. One of them is Shotgun Wedding on Amazon with Jennifer Lopez and Josh Duhamel. I know Rob has been talking about that one, but it's like I don't know. It's
Whenever
been
you can get me to stop
I've just
talking
seen
about
it
Pokemon.
advertised
Yeah.
everywhere. And then another one is called You People on Netflix with Edward Murphy and Jonah Hill.
Edward Murphy. It took me a while to process that one. Well,
Yeah, the
Edward
comedian.
well, Edward Murphy.
Donkey from Shrek. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to watch at least You People this weekend. And tomorrow, Lisa and I are going to look probably like 2 hours away at it, getting a new dog, or at least meeting some dogs, because that is all Lisa can think about and talk about. So
She has a hole in her heart she needs filled, and you can't do it.
I mean it. Yeah, I don't think I'm ready for a new one, but she needs it. So we're gonna go look. I think we might end up with a wiener dog.
Yeah, we know all about not we're ready for another one, but somebody else wants one, don't we, Lottie? Yes, we do.
Yep.
Well, that's cool. The so you going to look at a rescue or?
No, it's a breeder.
Oh, well, then you're scum, but that's okay.
If it was up to me, I'd go down the street and adopt one from the
pound.
The shelter, is that what it's called? But she wants a specific dog, and obviously when you go there, you really can't be picky or
so she's looking
picky.
So she's looking at dachshunds now?
No, is that what it's called? Like a mini wiener dog. A dachshund.
Dachshund.
I thought it was called a dash hound or something. You might be right. I don't know enough about dogs.
The proper pronunciation is dachshund, but
no,
yes,
it's not. Is it really?
Yes, it is.
No way.
Same type of dog that Mark has. That you're saying?
Wow, this is the first time I think I've ever done something just completely wrong. So, yeah, that must okay. So yeah, I didn't know that. I just saw it spelled out, and I was like, "Wow!" I just thought that must be why they call it wiener dogs because it's so hard to say.
Mark's got a wiener dog.
Yeah, I got a nice wiener dog. It's real nice.
Yeah,
but yeah, so that's what Taylor's looking at is getting himself Tyler. Fucking A.
God, man. So I think you do it on purpose at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think so.
If he does, he puts on a really good show of being
He
frustrated
does.
at himself.
He gets frustrated.
Taylor, damn it, Rob! Damn it, Rob!
God, why did
Because
I
I
do
sit there and
that?
pause and think about it right before and then say the wrong thing. I mean, come on. Yeah,
You do it to Taylor more than me, and Taylor's like, God damn it.
Yeah,
whatever."
he's like, oh, what? Oh, the dachshund. He's like, what? Interesting. Why a dachshund? Just out of curiosity.
Me?
Because Lisa thinks they're cute, and she's looked into them, and they seem to be nice dogs. I don't know. It's up to Lisa, not me.
This is why Dotson for me.
No. Well, there you go. I have no reason. It's really on her. She's been researching and looking at dogs, and
They are incredibly lovey toward their owners, if that makes sense. They
Yeah,
love being close.
that's what
They
she
love
said,
cuddling.
too.
They love like if Abe's asleep on the couch and I go lay down in bed, within 3 minutes he's peeked his eye up to check where his human is, and he comes back there. Like he has to sleep under my feet. You know, they're great little dogs. I like, if I picked, I would get a Shih Tzu. That, like, for me, not for y'all, obviously, but they do require maintenance, just like a lot of breeds do, like grooming and stuff like that, because they will just, their hair will grow until it's a problem. Dachshunds, depending on what kind you get, don't.
Yeah, the long hair is different than the short hair.
Yeah. And they really just
said
kind of
no.
grow.
Remy's pestering for a wrench, man.
How is he not wrenched?
I don't know. I don't run this channel.
I think he is. I thought he was wrenched.
But
now watch this, Remy. Like, there's everyone who has a wrench on this channel right now is what's called a standard moderator. They updated their moderating stuff on YouTube. There's now a thing called a managing moderator that also has excessive more controls over what happens in the chat. Is like you have the ability to cancel people and cancel words because that's necessary. No one is a managing moderator on my channel except Remy Q Studios.
ooh.
Because that hasn't existed till.
So you're super special now, Remy.
So
That's super
even
weird.
now, your rent should be golden, my dude.
Cancel DC Comics.
Yeah.
Superman, Batman.
So that just means that you'll have left the Terrier group and now you'll join us in the Hound group. Congratulations.
Yeah, Shih Tzu was on the menu as well. Lisa decided
On the
against it.
menu? Wow. You guys do different things in
but who knows? We might not end up getting this dog. Lisa set on it, but we have to go meet the breeder.
Right. So are you looking? Is it a short hair or?
Why don't you just go to the pound, bro?
Dude, it's not up to me. If it was up to me, I'd just go pick up a dog that needed picked up.
Yeah, no, we're with you, X111 Bravo. I mean, he's not going
What is this, Asia?
He's not going the adoption route. He's going the
purchase. So and people kill me all the time because I hear it every day. People come in, yeah, I rescued it, and I'm like, and there's some people like that I've just straight up asked them, like, from a
I generally refer to it as I got my dog from the rescue.
Yeah, no, I just think it's like you just went to the dollar menu to buy a dog versus going to the expensive place.
No, I actually just didn't want to buy from a breeder. I wanted to get a dog that was.
No, I've always been
because I do work with the rescues.
No, don't.
I like also some of the community that the rescue has, but the one when I got this one that I have, we went. I was working with the local rescue. The local rescue actually ended up referring me to. All the local rescues then partner up with. There's one big place called Daphne Land in the state where they have this big giant ranch with like over 100 dogs or something, where they basically a lot of the dogs that live there are the dogs that aren't, after they go through they get brought into rescues. The rescues determine that these dogs aren't going to be able to be adopted out because they have either chronic issues, ongoing issues, or they have conflict personality issues or types of things that don't make them suitable for homes or as many homes. So they may become specific niche things, and so they need long term taken care of. They go to this ranch where there's and it is funny because there's nothing but bloodhounds and basset hounds, and that every time you just pull up, man, that place is amazing. It's like 100 basset hounds and bloodhounds go running across the fields and stuff. That place is just amazing.
Yeah, rescue dogs ain't cheap nowadays either, because there's, depending on where you live, cities and stuff, there's stipulations. Like if you get a dog from a pound that's not spayed or neutered, part of the requirement by law is to go have it spayed and neutered within a certain time span. And obviously they don't follow you to do that, but if your dog gets in any kind of skirmish or issue and they're not, you can be fined for that.
Yeah, around here, I don't know, most of the rescues or pounds, they don't let they won't let you adopt the dog without it having been spayed or neutered.
Yeah, with here they make you do it. Like they put the cost or burden on the person adopting the dog. You know, they don't automatically do it, because I'm assuming you get a lot of animals if you spend that money and those resources, which are like local funds, to have this done to the dog. And then the unfortunate side, not all of these dogs will find new homes. You've just spent a lot of money and resources on a dog that's inevitably, it's not going to matter.
Well, I would say that, what? So they don't put the cost spelled out on us around here, at least the ones I've gone to. But, there's a cost of still adopting a dog or whatever. So it's probably baked $30. So because it's baked in, because like a lot of the rescues I've done, that I sit there and when I've gotten all my dogs, I say, okay, based on the age of the dog, here's how much the suggested donation is.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. Like I bet the cost of adopting somewhere that already does that service is definitely higher. For here, it's like I think it's like $30 a dog.
Yeah, probably
covers the cost of them having been fed.
So like when I adopted this one that I have now, the suggested donation for her as a pup was like $400.
Oh wow, yeah. So yeah.
Whereas an older dog, it would be like $100 or something, because
the more
somewhat of a desirability. But yeah, there's stuff that was going on like this. Like Lottie, she was found just wandering the streets of LA, whatever, and had to go through, get all, there's all the intake vet bills and stuff that go along with that.
And with puppies, to make the dog to more vaccines as well, like with the parvo and the DHPP, and as well as the rabies and the bordetella. With older dogs, you just hit them with the rabies and keep them pushing.
Yep. All right. Good job. I love it. I love that I know that J-Man is a wrestling guy, because every time I see him talk ding dong hello, I immediately know he's talking about Bailey.
Well, I'm about to run Finn to school. I'm surprised more people haven't jumped on already. But
yeah, we're definitely past that threshold. Usually it's like 8.
Yeah. But then again, Raj jumped in, Alan's jumped in. But if you're in the chat and you are in fact a real person, you want to hop on and hang out, and you have before, just IG anyone on the panel, they can send you the link. You do have to be able to verify who yourself is. You don't have to show yourself on screen, but we can actually see who's not on screen. And you're more than welcome to join this, as long as you are known well enough. We don't
until we decide that we don't like you anymore. And Tyler,
then Rob just won't send you the link.
Yeah,
Tyler will. All
right, I'll be back. Nope, sorry.
Let me run Finn to school real quick. We just got a $4.99 super chat from Burke Family 54 Comics. I appreciate that, my dude. Thank you so much.
I love
awesome sauce. All right.
I feel that was almost like an I love lamp. Like it's just all lowercase with a period, just no excitement. I love lamp.
But it's was it lamp or was it I love lamb?
It's lamp. Right? Was it lamb?
Where do you see it? I don't know.
No, from the movie Anchorman.
Oh, I don't recall. I've only seen Anchorman like twice. I don't have it memorized.
Oh man, so good.
It's not like Airplane and Blazing Saddles, old movies that I've seen like a lot of times. I don't. It's not that I don't like Anchorman. I do like Anchorman. I just haven't. Yeah. I don't know. I just never found myself like a desire to go rewatch it as much.
Airplane
maybe
was like one of the first classic
Land.
comedies I ever saw in my life. So that movie has like a lot of sentimental value. It's Lamp. Yeah, thank you. No, I love Mark. Another super chat. Everyone profess your love for Mark in the chat with super chats while he's not here. Wow, this panel needs some folks.
I guess we're not good enough.
Well, we're saved by
Ladies
JB.
and gentlemen,
Thank you.
Today, making an appearance, Justin Birch. However, in a twist of ironic fate, everything that he says on this panel will be written out in speech bubbles.
I wish. That'd be amazing. I loved Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in Airplane. Oh my god.
Exactly. You can already see it all over his shirt. That is a great shirt for a letterer. Anyways, now he's writing out a speech bubble. I love it.
Oh, we gotta see it full screen.
Now, what you should do is that should be sent out to a special community. You should sign that and send that to a community member as, hey, this is from letterer Justin Birch. There you go. And if now for an extra $5, you can have one that says false, and then you'll be able to answer most of the questions that are answered to you.
Yeah.
Just
make a yes and no.
We can be like, Justin, how was your day yesterday? And you could hold one up.
Or just say no.
True or false.
That would be that'd be a way to improve the whole, like, some of these game, like the comic gories where you're supposed to be asking yes no questions and people end up deviating from the yes no answers, is to strictly say you're not allowed to answer. You only get these two speech bubbles. You get a yes and you get a no, and that's all that you can answer with.
Yeah.
Or you get a third one.
Definitely
The third
make the
one
questions
is
have
question
to be,
mark.
You couldn't go too specific because then it's like borderline.
Well, that's right. And then you get a third speech bubble, which is just a question mark. So when somebody asks you something that can't be answered with yes, no, you just hold up the question mark. Like, I don't understand. It's not a yes, no question. Yeah.
Awesome. That would be interesting. I like that idea. They should do that on Guess That Key.
Yeah. Don't you just love Justin's challenge accepted attitude? I do.
It's my I'm going to prove you wrong attitude.
Or in this case,
because I have three brothers and I always just want to prove them wrong.
This was more of a prove me right.
That's fair. That's fair.
No.
I see you sold all those toys behind you. Is that your sold toy stack?
It is not. I have sold 2 total Hot Toys and have an agreement in place to sell 4 more.
Ooh.
So we'll see how that goes. I'm really hoping to start listing Hot Toys on eBay this weekend because I think the deadline for everybody to get their W-2s is Monday? Today? Point being, people are going to start having their refund checks come in, and I want to take advantage of that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
People who go to file their taxes and realize that they got stimulus checks and that goes part of their future refund, and then don't really actually have a refund anymore because they've already got their refund.
Yeah, I want to take advantage of those people.
Okay. Or to people like me who didn't get a stimulus check and still won't get a refund because the government says, "Oh, we really like your money."
You know what's funny is that ever since I got married, I have always owed the state of West Virginia. It's like they're penalizing me for being married.
They're not the only one, right? Take my wife, please.
I feel like that was the perfect setup, and you delivered 100%.
I'm like UPS that way. I'm slightly damaged, but I get there in the end. Well, that's great.
Justin looks like a party animal.
Just ordered myself a new book.
It's true. My idea of partying hard is going to sleep at 10 o'clock.
Party all the time.
You make it to
Party
10 though?
Yeah, just because that's how late my kids stay up till.
Oh, okay.
How do you go to bed that early?
I wish I could go to bed that early every night.
My problem, I don't know. For me, my problem is I've been a night owl and an early bird, which is a horrible condition, by the way.
At the same time?
Yes. So it's like I
Yeah.
stay up late and then I wake up early, and it's like, oh God. Like I don't go to bed before midnight usually. Or, right, usually around midnight I start walking back to bed sometimes, but that doesn't mean you're in bed until like 12:30 in the morning. And then I'm waking up at 5. And I'm like, this is just like silly, but I can't.
That's how I've always been. Like 5 hours of sleep is what I normally get.
The only difference is, look, as I've gotten older, the one thing that I said when I was young, like I always found is like, how do people, I was just wondering, how does my dad fall asleep watching TV? I was always so much interested in the TV that it would keep me awake. Now I'm older and I sit in that recliner and it's like, no, I can understand mind numbing TV really does mind numb you and put you to sleep. And
I sleep with ESPN on every night.
I sleep with Two Brothers Comics on every night.
Countless times I fall. So it's like I say I don't go to bed till midnight, but usually a good solid hour and a half of sleeping in the recliner. If I've made it away from this computer, as some of you guys will say, if Rob can get off of a stream, then I go sit in a recliner and I take a nap. But otherwise, my naps come at work while I'm at the keyboard. Wake up to a spreadsheet full of Z's or something on the screen, or actually usually S's, because that's where my index finger sits on the keyboard, because damn it, I'm a proper typist.
I'm looking where I put my fingers.
No, 5 hours of sleep, 365 days a year. No, I mean, like, on the weekends I get 6 hours sleep. I don't know what you're talking about. Crazy. But but that offsets my Fridays where I get like 3, because I went to bed at midnight and then I'm waking up at
I would say I get about 5 hours of sleep like 4 or 5 days a week, and then one day a week I get about 12.
See, I don't do that. Like if I sleep in on a big day, I'll get like 6 or 7. But I don't know.
Well, it's not really sleeping in for me because I flip my sleep schedule back to
yeah.
night.
Oh yeah.
So I basically have to make myself tired enough so I sleep longer.
You end up doing like a fireman shift one day, so you're up for almost like 40 hours, and then you go. Yeah, I remember doing that, and then you're like a zombie for a good portion of that, anyways, and you're just like, oh.
Yeah, if I'm feeling that, I try to take a nap, but lately I haven't been getting to that point. Kind of depends on how busy my day is too.
Yeah. No, I understand. I've never did it as long as you have, but I remember doing that for a while, and that was trick. I remember my dad did that too as a cop, because when he was young, as an officer, I remember he was working graveyards and stuff, and then he'd try to spend time with us as kids on the weekend on days he was off, because he wanted to spend time with the family. Otherwise, most of the time I spent with my dad in his early years on the force was as he was waking up, getting ready for work, and I was before I went to bed, and I get to help him polish his boots. And I don't know, great. That was like, I don't know, I was a kid, I remember thinking that was so great. I get to buff his boots for him and stuff as he's getting ready to be
so lucky,
dude. And that was something like as a kid, like when you're so like growing up, when I grew up, obviously we revered police officers and stuff back then and stuff. So as a kid, like thinking that your dad was like a real honest to God superhero, or I
mean, that's still the same today, right?
Oh yeah, everybody loves police nowadays, so it's generally universally true. But I mean, as a kid, I mean, you love your dad, whatever. Hey, but then also on top of that, the fact that he, in my mind, he was like out there fighting crime and all this other stuff, and that being able to then sit there and be part of his routine, to sit there and buff his boots and stuff for him and stuff as he's getting ready, putting the uniform on and stuff. That was just like freaking highlight times. Meant great, phenomenal memories and such. But And then he'd show. I remember he would always come to like my school as elementary school and stuff. He'd come to school, bring the squad car to school, and do the let the kid do the presentation to the kids and stuff, and do the community outreach thing. Bring the car and stuff. It was all great.
In my town, all the kids that were stupid rednecks with authority issues became cops, and they're cops now.
Yeah, okay. Mark remembers that. Yeah, obviously my dad hasn't been a police officer for a long time. He was forced into early retirement.
There are a lot of really good men that are
on the job injury.
I'm not trying to hate on your daddies.
No, we understand.
I'm just saying that I went to school with some fucking morons, and the life choice they chose is to choose to wear a gun and kill people.
Wow. Drawing lines.
What I found in the wild for less than $10.
Wow, first Tigra.
It's got a little first Tiger.
It's the first.
Got a little tear here.
Little tape pull, but it's all right. It's still the first Dick Grayson being raped. Got it. Okay.
I like it. Who are these tiger tracks? Roar.
It's about to have tiger tracks somewhere.
Is this Bolland? Is this Brian Bolland? I think it is. Well, I know that there's a poster in the centerfold.
Some tarot.
Oh, look at this, y'all. This is cool. I think Mark would like this, though.
He doesn't like Superman.
I know he hates Superman, but Mark, can you find it in your heart?
Oh, but it's Superboy. That's okay.
Oh,
though.
Eagles.
This is the very first matter eater lad, matter something lad. And look at that. They fucking what they did was they tied
Kryptonite to the Eagles. Falcons. I guess those are Falcons. Not Eagles.
I can't fly. Kryptonite tied to the claws of those trained falcons, paralyzing me. It's fucking hilarious. Matter Eater Man. I think that's what his name is.
People come up with great ways to.
And this.
There's the Falcons again.
The sequel. Oh.
This is 14 years later. This is 1962.
Yeah,
Mike Kaluta. Love Kaluta. And then this is 1976.
Yeah, they did a lot of reprints.
Wow. I can't believe they did a new cover for it, too.
I know. Look, it's like he got some more testosterone or something.
Yeah.
14 years later.
A little bit.
A little
maybe.
smidge. And the Eagles probably got genetically modified, I would say.
Yeah, definitely different looking Eagles.
Yeah, he's definitely a little more toned. He's gotten toned.
Yeah.
I think he went on keto was what happened.
I like this one.
Oh, no red skirt. The blue skirt.
I like this one. Please stop my funeral. Please. Because I'm still alive.
Oh, it's a wonderful life.
They can't hear me. I don't exist.
George Bailey? Who's George Bailey?
Jimmy Clark. Yeah, so I thought that was just a beautiful cover. Nice 15 center. Cute little get up that Supergirl's in. They gave her a lot of fucking outfits in these comics because I've got another one that I'm saving for the hunt where she's in a much shittier outfit, but that's all right. I'm not going to judge her for her
versus clothes. I think personally any concept of a flying over people's heads wearing a dress seems like a bad idea, but
she should wear Spanx for that. I hope that the female superheroes have Spanx.
Well, I'm assuming they have like that undergarment thing on that like cheerleaders
or they're
wear,
not really
right?
skirts, but they're wearing skirts.
Yeah, those little I know what you're talking about.
I don't know what they're, but they've got to have that on. If not, I mean, that's
they can be wearing
full moon
skirts
all the time.
Bloomers, pantaloons,
skirts though, the short skirts.
No,
yeah,
no one wears skirts today. It's 2023, Rob.
But but those books aren't from 2023.
Exactly.
Like dude, Exact, dude. Okay, look, tying fucking little rocks of kryptonite to eagle legs, falcon legs, and then if you look, he shoots them into space. It's so fucking
AR,
funny.
that'd be great. And you know what? I think you should do it wearing a henchman shirt.
This is Marie
you can get one.
Severin art, and my buddy Night Tiger sent this to me along with another couple things. One of which I'm gonna use tonight on the hunt because I'm gonna beat Tylox's ass.
Ooh, Tylox tonight.
Yeah. No comic journey. I'm passing him on to
Is he going tonight?
comic. Yeah, he's going against Slamazon. Here's By Beast.
He's been a lot quieter since he got beat.
Since I beat his ass. Yeah, he's still talking shit in his own.
Yeah, no, he was putting out something the other day about saying something about beating on another woman or something.
Yeah, he likes beating on women.
Yeah,
that's more of his weight class.
Yeah.
Here's some nice Abomination. Yeah, that is hilarious. I mean,
oh, Abomination. That's in She-Hulk.
Yeah. And here's Juggy. Yeah, I've been working on some of my my pre 200 Hulks, and you know, it's a task. You guys know it's not easy. Love me some Cobalt Man.
Wow. Are you trying to get the whole run?
No, I'm only trying to get through. I would say 347 or something.
DJ has where does it start? It starts at some weird number. He has that through the modern.
Oh, you like Hulk, DJ Links?
Yeah, he's got the whole run except for the first 6, which he's hunting this year.
Yeah, the first 6 are. Oh well, shit! I got the first 6, DJ. Hold on just a second. Let me grab.
Collected, isn't it?
Hold on just 1 second. Shit. Hold on. Get this shit. Let me get this shit real quick.
Well, there you go. 102. Yeah, there you go, Mark. I knew it was like 100 or something around.
Okay,
there.
so it started at 102 or something. The whole. Here's 1 through 6.
Yes, that's what he's hunting for. That one right there.
That's right. This is the issue.
How thick is it?
It is all 6. It's the first 6 that you can't get, dude.
Yeah, that's dope. I've never seen that. I kind of like that it's small too.
Yeah.
Makes my hands feel really large, you know?
The raccoon hands like me. Everyone's favorite green skinned Goliath and his greatest adventures ever.
Was that published in the 80s?
70s, I want to say. 78, 77. This is let's see. 1978.
He said that's an awesome doorstop.
Pocketbook. 1978. Marvel.
Got it.
Boom. It is an awesome doorstop. It's even better if you open it up and read the words.
I mean, if you had it CGC'd, you still wouldn't be able to read it.
I would definitely CGC this.
Too much.
Oh, speaking of more Hulk, this is a great battle here. Boom. Got some Warlock. I really like it when he battles Warlock. Warlock doesn't make it. I don't have 180 and 181, so yeah.
Do you want either of those?
What's that?
Do you want those?
Who doesn't, right? Who doesn't? But it's just about what do I want the most and what do I care about the most? And I have a real 182. I could just get a fucking facsimile 181. I mean, I know what happens in them. I'm not sure if to me it's worth saving up $5,000 for a book that I'm not particularly married.
I want to say you can get them for way less than $5,000, like maybe $1,500.
I don't know, man. I'll probably get something else, honestly, with that kind of money.
Yeah.
Trying to think what
it wouldn't be on my list. It'd be way down my list. Actually, I would go for 180. First of all, it's cheaper. Second of all, it's the first time Wolverine is in a comic. I don't care about the cover. Give me the first appearance in a comic book.
Bernie Wrightson.
Call it a cameo if you want, but
This is the good shit. If you guys like art, this is some awesome Bernie Wrightson art where Man-Thing and Hulk meet up. Whoop! You'd rather have a carton of eggs? That's fine. Yeah. So, yeah, I've just been. So here's look at that. And finally, I'm just gonna show you guys. Here, oh, that's 201. I have 200, but it's in another pile. Anyways, that's all I got to show off for you guys.
I miss covers that look like that. I mean, I know Rob gets them all the time, and you do too. But today's covers, even the great artists, it just doesn't have that.
Yeah,
Je
there's
ne
a
sais
magic.
quoi.
No, not that. Not made up words. Like
It's not made of words.
charm. I'd say charm. Not je ne quoi or whatever.
Je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, none of those.
None of them. We ain't got no je ne sais quois here. Rush out.
It is something that you catch if you go across.
Oh, here
the
you go,
border.
DJ. Aside for 180 and 181, which ones are you looking or missing, Lady F?
So above 200, it's only a few. It's only a handful that I really care about. I need a 216. They're just randos, like a 216, a 220, a 228 first Moonstone, or I think that's what her name is. I can't remember what her fake.
Oh, I've always loved Moonstone.
228, issue 228. And I got a second print of a 377 just because I like the second print better, but mostly just the Peter David stuff. I really just care about the Peter David stuff, but I really do love these. I would like to get maybe Hulk from the 120s and go through Hulk 120s through maybe to about 300, because I've got 300 through 330 straight run. I mean, 330, 331, that's the first McFarlane when he gets on there. And then I've got like 340. I've got what I want. But I want to get the Hulk versus Thing on Fantastic Four. I need to get 112 for that. And there's a Hulk versus Thing Hulk cover, and I can't remember what issue that is, but I need to get it. So,
what was the first McFarlane on Hulk? I feel like I've not
330.
seen that cover.
He pencils. It's the first time he pencils. And yeah, it's McFarlane 330. It's a Doc Samson on the cover. I think he's holding like a car or something.
Yeah.
White background. Yeah.
I've seen it. I just didn't remember.
That's
what
a bigger. I mean, well, when you say bigger, I mean it depends on what you care about, right? So if you're a dork,
what if you don't care about anything?
Okay, well then you're a nihilist and you just need to give away your books. So
no, I care about my books.
But you just said you didn't care about anything. Your books.
Well, I'm a liar and a freaking.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
now
so.
DJ, you missed it already.
You say shit. Okay, you're back. Which Hulks am I missing? All the good ones that you've got that you want to give to me. How about that? Those are the ones that I'm missing.
Taylor teased me. Taylor asked me for a list. Said that he had a ton of extra mystery and space books, and send him a list of what I want. And I sent him a list of what I want, what I'm looking for, and he goes, "Oh, I don't have anything that you need."
I love it.
That Taylor Winder, not this Taylor.
Yeah, not you, Taylor. The other Taylor.
You never get the names right.
No, if I was to ask you, Taylor, for stuff, I'd have to be asking for which Pokemon cards I need.
Yeah, and you have them all.
Which, yeah, I mean,
you would never need any more.
No,
but you'll get some at some point.
John Byrne run for Fantastic Four is what I got. That all I care. Literally, my doorbell rang right after you asked. Okay. Yeah, Hulk and Thing, like for Fantastic Four 166 and 167, two great books that are Hulk Thing battles. like on a fairground. It's just the greatest. Giant Size Superstars #1. It's Hulk versus Thing. Fucking get it. Ooh, here's a cool John Byrne. Don't know if you guys ever seen it. Nice negative variant. This is a Agatha Harkness cover. Evening of the Witch. So yeah, just good shit. Good stuff that I like. What are you guys doing? What are you guys collecting? What runs?
I don't do runs.
You're stupid.
No, you get the runs every night after taco night.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just don't collect it because I'd
No,
rather
it's fine.
Yeah, but my reason is I'd rather just get like a nice hardback and read it.
So for certain things, I'd rather do a trade paperback. But for certain runs, like I cared about the run so much that I want to have the individuals, and like Hulk is like that.
Yeah.
Burn
It's
Fantastic
called collecting.
Four. Oh, is it? Okay.
I've heard that.
I thought about doing it with the Invincible series, but even that, I just don't care to have every issue.
Yep. I'm a huge X-Men fan, and I don't care to have every issue because there's
well,
certain
sometimes
runs,
certain runs are so long and so big, so that you can just make a point. Like
or there's hundreds of issues that are shit.
Well, like for my Batman run, I decided when I started off, I was collecting current on at some point. It's okay. I'm going to go back to like 500, and then once
Batman's
I got done,
like,
then once I got to 500, I said, okay, let me go back to 400, and now I've gone back and I'm going a little bit more. Now I'm like, okay, I've decided for certain I'm doing 250 forward, and I'm down to only less than 100 books that I need, which isn't hard. I'm doing that collection completely at when I'm at cons and stuff like that, because so many of those books are inexpensive, which is nice. There's a few that are pricey, but for the most part, I can get Batman books for $5 to $10 readily. But I'll pick up a few that are in the 150 to 250 range, but I don't know that I'll ever really work below 150 because I was starting to get pricey.
Yeah.
And I've learned my lesson with Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's for FFs. Like, I'm trying to work on sub 100 FFs, but like, it's just one at a time where you can find them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's my problem with the ASM is Justin is learning the hard way. But that's why I was super happy. I said this year I just wanted to get one of the books I was missing, and I was able to pick up really quick. I was able to find that deal on that Craven book.
Yeah.
So happy with that. Unfortunately, as I keep looking around, most of the rest of the ones I need now, even raw books, I'm going to be pushing close to $1,000. It looks like, and that's a threshold I've yet to cross. I've never spent $1,000 on a
You
book
can get
yet,
that
so.
Mysterio book and the what's the Electro?
Yeah,
both under 1,000.
Yeah, those are like, but they start getting close to paying
500 to 700 ish. Yeah. You're creeping up. You're gonna have to if you're doing it right.
Right. Well, that's why I was happy to get the Craven for 250. I mean, I was and it's so funny because I say that it's a 0.5, but in reality, if I really look at the scale, it has a chance it could come back as a 2.0 because the cover is attached and it's complete. So, even though it's got a lot of tape and stuff on it holding it together, it might hit a 2.0, which would be really good then for 250.
Yeah, the most expensive price I've ever paid for a book was definitely last year. It was Black Panther.
Yeah, my first Harley Quinn is the most I've ever spent on a book.
That surprises me.
I think my Hulk 181 was the most I spent on one.
No, see, it shouldn't surprise you, Tyler. Most of the time, I actually spend time and like dig and seek out great value. Whereas this was one I actually was looking for a certain grade and slab.
Well, I guess it just surprised me because I thought the Harley Quinn reprints weren't that expensive.
It's not the reprint.
Really? I thought you were a reprint guy. What?
Rob's starting to take it personally when you say reprint or facsimile wall.
Well,
painting.
just look, because the first book I see over his left shoulder, I see that blue on the cover. Immediately know reprint. I'm like, they must all be reprints. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, it's because the presence of one negate automatically is that all
I
are.
mean, yeah. You got to think when you piss in a pool, the whole pool is now piss. You know.
It's an amazing analogy.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Are we going on a live toy hunt right now?
Oh yeah.
That's a no. That's a clear no.
What do we have? Are you getting more?
Yeah, I had to come to the other Target and get all their little rocks. Whole display.
Rocks.
Yeah, he's been doing shorts of them.
And the kids are loving them, and it's at the point where they take them down and everything. And because when I bought the display at the other store, there was a few of them that weren't there. So I'm going to have to play the odds and get another display and in an attempt to get them all.
What kind of rocks, DJ?
I smoke rocks.
Them illegal rocks? Them blood diamond rocks? Or the rocks you can smoke?
Is there something? Are they just rocks, or there's something in them, or something?
It's like a mystery figure.
Okay.
And then you display it on the rock. I can't say they're my favorite thing, but they're really affordable, like little figures. If I was a kid, I would have loved it.
So what the cool thing with them, real quick. So they have McFarlane put out like multiple sets. Like there's the higher end, more expensive, full size figures and everything. But they also did this World of Pandora stuff that's smaller scale stuff. And they have like all the figures and they have like that, you know. And the people that are in the rocks and stuff are that size. So it's the way you expand those sets, which makes it pretty fun because Finn and Monkey have gotten a lot of those little ones and stuff. So they like getting the little people out. And yeah.
Little people.
So there's little people trapped in the rocks that Finn is rescuing. That's what I got.
Yep.
Yeah, so inside of the
Nailed
rocks, it comes with like a couple of plants and it comes with figures. And when you open the rocks, you lay them down like it's two halves, you know, and the plants actually have little points where you put them into the rock and it becomes the display.
So it's like a Polly Pocket.
Yeah, so the outside of the rock, not the inside like a Polly Pocket.
Yeah.
Not exactly.
Is it kind of like those balls that Tyler
dark and
got
pendulous.
with all the and the ball broke into like 8 different parts and you
Yeah,
broke
balls, exactly.
They're balls.
Balls.
But it only comes with like one figure in it.
Except they're called rocks.
Yeah.
They have one figure.
I don't. I said it was so funny.
Oh,
I
what's
said
up,
Polly Pocket,
Aussieverse?
but I barely don't know what that hell is. So
Gold label, nice.
Mm-hmm.
What does it even mean, though? Does it even mean
well, there you are, they. Excuse me.
Oh, there you go. There you go, Lady F.
Who is that?
Oh, yes.
Is it a robot?
Oh, it's not.
It's a Power Ranger.
I don't want that.
That's from your
Lady F doesn't like
man.
Power Rangers.
That's from
Got it.
Wakanda.
I know. I don't collect toys, y'all.
Neither do I.
No, me neither.
I collect comics, which are just, I guess, paper toys. I don't know. Stories.
Paper toys. I got that right here in this punch out, make it yourself book. You can make it R2D2, a C3PO.
That reminded me of my childhood.
Right? Yeah, this is like the dopest
I
thing
had
ever,
so many things like
This is
that
like-
as a kid.
If you grew up and you had, oops, wait, so let me get to one which is like, because these are all here. So like, here you go. You can punch these out and then there's instruction on how to build your R2D2 that you play with.
I had
And
that.
Here's this one, so you can build yourself a T-16 Skyhopper.
Ooh.
Or no, it's an X-wing. This is an X-wing plane. Says so
I always thought it looked so cool until
It's
I like
the
put it
X-wing
together.
plane. It's not a ship, guys. It's a plane. And here's a land speeder. So they're all here, so you can pop them out and play with it. But this
I always
is how
felt like my
this
fold
is-
sucked and it didn't go together
I'll
right.
make yourself a TIE fighter. This is how this was exciting and fun for us in the 70s and 80s.
I did that in the 90s.
Oh, this was from 1978.
Well, they kept making them for sure.
Punch it out and make it. No scissors, no paste. That's how you know it's old. It's paste. We had paste back in the day. That
Dragon
glue.
Man.
I thought driving by the courthouse reminded you of your childhood. No. I could have only been so lucky.
Oh, I thought you said whorehouse.
No, Tyler was exchanged a lot between adult hands.
What the fuck does that mean?
He went to church.
I said what I said.
What's up, Kyle?
What's up?
What is that? Do you have a voice changer on?
He's got a kid with him.
Oh shit, do I?
Yeah, he does.
I thought it was Mark's kid, but nope.
What do you do?
Promiscuous.
That's
Kyle is one of my
for
kids.
when he's playing Roblox with his friends.
Yeah, Kyle does weird shit.
I'm so sorry. I don't know how to turn it off.
How
It
about
sounds terrible.
unplug it and plug it back in?
No,
Oh,
it's
that's
programmed.
nice.
It's running on.
Is that a first print? Nice. There you go.
Not like that facsimile I give away. You can tell it's a 12 center. Ooh, look at that sub crease. That's sexy.
Yeah, it's got the sub crease.
What is a
Oh,
subscreen?
yeah.
A subcrease.
Back in the day when you could subscribe to your comics like a magazine, because there used to be magazines. I'm using old analogies to do an analogy. I
It's a
realize that,
magazine.
but
You
when
got sub-crease?
they would mail you your comics. So
Yep.
because you wouldn't have to go to the newsstand. They folded them in half and put them in an envelope. If you ever want to really see a good example, if you go to Anachronic Comics, he has a whole bunch of stuff in series from his books that his mom let him keep and stuff. And in there, amongst other things, he pulls out some that are still in the original subscription envelopes that you pull them out.
Yeah, and some people save the envelopes and stuff, the sub envelopes.
Do you have the envelope?
No.
Oh well, I don't really care then.
Yeah.
Yeah, later on by the 80s and 90s, they stopped folding them, and they would because I remember my Marvels that I got by a subscription, they would put in a small manila envelope, so they were shipped flat, but they were still just sticking them inside of a manila envelope with like no backing boards, no nothing.
Is
What
my
does
voice
that
changer
do?
off?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you.
Comics
God.
weren't
Jesus.
supposed to be collectible. They were just like a read and toss kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's why they're collectible
Well, yeah,
now, because
just like a
most
magazine.
of them are in the trash.
Like just
That's why there were so many printed and they're not around.
Oh, really?
I didn't know if you knew that, Lady F.
No. I need you to explain more things to me.
What does anyone know Superman 1 print run? I think it's crazy high.
It's like 1 million.
Yeah, or more.
I know
What
all the
year?
Joe Palookas I have, those early ones, all say over 1 million copies made.
What year did Superman 1 release?
40?
30. No, it's in 30. 38, I think it was.
I think 38. Yeah.
Not action.
Oh, what?
Not action, that's different.
Action's 38.
Okay, then what are you
Superman
talking
1
about?
is 39 or 40.
The first appearance, the first time you see a Superman number 1.
Got
When
it.
is that? What year is that?
I don't know exactly. It's one of those.
What? I just have to search it online. I have no idea.
1939.
Oh, I was right. Right again.
1939. That's before World War II, bro. It's crazy shit. What about Batman? What about Batman 1? When did it come out?
40.
Really? This is Agatha.
I'm pretty
First
sure.
Agatha Harkness.
Pretty sure 40.
Agatha.
What's that?
Good morning, everyone, including Kyle, especially Kyle.
Yes,
Hi, DJ.
published 1940.
Yes.
Lynx, I didn't know you liked
Oh, what the
Hulk.
hell? Oh, I have my YouTube on. I just heard my. First of all, I apologize for the sound of my voice because I just heard it on the YouTube and I sound terrible.
At least you
Yeah,
didn't come
sorry
in with a
about that.
voice changer.
We're used
Yeah.
to it.
Kyle, I appreciate the voice changer so much, sir.
I had no idea it was open.
The feds are about to knock on your door.
That's right. There he is. We know the guy now.
I have the comments you're looking for.
Yeah.
It wasn't that voice changer. It was a little kid voice
No.
changer. So that's why I made the comment about you being in Roblox.
You know,
You're one of those guys
Kyle
You know
just
that
ordered
guy
2
that-
pizzas with extra sausage.
trolling little kids in Roblox.
Yeah,
there's
there's
this
kids that
guy
make
in,
you cry on Call of Duty.
No, in Warzone, there's this kid or this guy that goes in and he goes, "Hi, I'm 10 and a half, and I'm Mick Twisted on this game. Don't kick me, please."
New Master 69, is that you?
Okay. Ready Player One reference.
What's crack-a-lacking?
Not much, man. I think they were talking about the most they've ever spent on a book.
Pass.
And DJ has spent more than me.
I don't know how much I've spent. What was the max on the panel?
We weren't really
We
going
wouldn't really
around.
go
but
that. We were just talking about. I said I hadn't.
yeah.
I just simply said I hadn't crossed the $1,000 threshold yet.
I haven't
Got it,
either,
got it.
but the highest threshold I did cross came last year.
Jeez. Okay.
Which was?
Fantastic 452.
Oh, first appearance of Riri Williams. Nice.
Yep, first Riri.
Riri.
Yeah. I would have definitely got that after Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
That's the best time to buy. After.
Shout out to inbox replies.
Yep.
Yeah, first Riri. You could see her in her outfit right here. See how she's taking off in her rocket?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then there's Tony Stark, like, mentoring her. And she's like, oh, the lessons.
That's crazy, the detail on Riri. I could see her mediocrity from here.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a little dark, so you yeah.
That's racist, Lady F.
No, it's not. This is color tone.
I'm teasing.
I don't collect anymore. Just kidding.
How about you AOK that to me?
Okay.
Nice.
What's your address? You're gonna fucking get an Iron Heart.
2323 Mockingbird Lane is my address. Rob gets that.
Right.
Yeah. That 1313.
Oh, it's 13. I said 2323.
Yeah, it's 1313.
I suck. I'm
But
out,
you,
man.
but you live across the street. That's all.
Across the street and a little to the right. Yeah.
In a van down by the river.
Yeah. Most I've ever spent on a book. I don't want to divulge titles, but I spent. I mean titles. I mean dollar amounts. But
You have some big titles, so we can imagine that you've crossed the $1,000 threshold.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Shut up, Tyler.
I think mine was 250.
I mean, you have like a big 181, and I mean that was a lot.
Yeah, but he traded that for favors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
My jaw still hurts.
Exactly, and that's why his throat's all tore up.
the second most
I just coughed up a 180.
I think you even said in one of your videos for your Miles book you went over.
Miles. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean that
I
first,
remember you saying it.
Yeah, no, but that first Miles was at one point it dropped significantly, and I think I have a 9.6, so
a little bit.
A 9.6 was over $1,000 at the time. So I got it for I think
the
11.
regular UF4. Is that you're talking about?
Yeah, first prints.
Is that
Well, I'm making sure you're not talking about the 1 in 25 or something.
No, not that one. The regular first print. So I got it in a 9.6. When I bought it, it was $1,100, and that was the guy gave me like $400 off at the time, and now you can get them raw. It was already graded, and then now you could get them raw for. I think I saw one for like $600.
Yeah, I saw not. Well, I don't doubt it because I saw 9.6 the other day for like 780.
Yeah, it's crazy how prices
So
drop.
1 in 25s are selling still for like a 9.8 for like $30,000.
Yeah, well, that's idiots.
I
Idiots.
just feel like that there's like probably 6 people that just buy it from each other. Like it's such a small market.
And then they all fap together on top of the slab.
I'm still
Yeah.
I'm still good. I only paid
Jesus.
300. I only paid like 350 for mine, and it was already signed by Clayton Crane when I bought it.
Oh, great! So you
Nice.
didn't have to jerk off on it.
Nope.
Wait,
I just had it
what was-
cracked. But I've
what
spent
was-
more money because I've had it cracked twice. And had
What was
additional
what was
service.
signed by Clayton Crane?
My
Your
UF4
wife.
right here.
No one.
My
Was he
wife.
involved in the? Is he the artist?
He's one of the cover artists. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Biggie,
Come
how
on,
much did you
pal.
spend for that fucking House of
know.
Secrets 92? You can spend $50 for that. If you did, tell me where.
There you go, 250 for an
Well,
8.5 mass.
He just said he
That's what
spent
he said.
250 on an 8.5 miles. So
no, but
I don't
I
know
was-
why he said the 50 before that then.
So I
can
can call him out.
250 on a first appearance of Asajj Ventress. That was the most I've ever spent.
On a what?
Asajj
Ventress.
Ventress. It's a
From
Star Wars
Star Wars.
character.
Oh, that's why I don't care.
She's dual wielding lightsabers.
Oh,
She's like the Black Panther of the Star Wars universe.
not the Riri.
No, definitely not.
Definitely not the
I don't
Riri.
understand what
I
Lady
don't
F just
understand
said. Tyler,
these
can you man?
comparisons.
Yeah,
Because she
no.
likes Black Panther.
Yeah, sure.
I like
The only-
T'Challa, but I don't mind Riri. I mean, I have.
Biggie's on the money right there.
I think I
Crane only signs titties and pussies.
the last. Actually, it was funny. I think the most. The most I've actually spent was on the Batman Adventures 12, but it was already slabbed. The most I spent on a raw book was probably my Startling Comics 47. I think
I'm startled.
Bum, bum, bum.
Sounds old.
Yeah,
you have it near you so we can see it? Because I feel like you're like reaching for it. I know I've seen it.
He's looking at his
It
wall.
looked like he was like about to grab it. That's the only reason I asked. I know.
Startling Comics.
I
That
remember you
is
showing that.
beautiful.
So I mean, that's not worth
Yeah.
more than $15, right?
Is that Star Lord?
Well, what it says 10
It's
cents.
Space
So you
Detective.
spent 10 cents
That's-
on
okay.
it.
It's Flash Gordon. Nice
Now, how
early
much
Flash
is it
Gordon.
worth in real life?
This book. Well, I paid.
What number is it?
This is 47, so it's 2 issues before the Bender cover.
What,
It's
what,
pu-
what
Oh,
year?
you should get that Bender cover. That's a great cover.
Yeah, it really is.
Listen to him. Whoa!
Don't even humor him, Rob. Don't even
Yeah,
humor
no.
him.
This depending upon this era of these books, this is all depends upon who's looking at whatever time went out. It's about a $750 to $800 book.
Okay, yeah.
What year, Rob?
The year this is 1947.
That is
Ooh.
absolutely beautiful, man.
So it's
Early
a
silver.
Schomburg bondage good girl art. So,
Gotta love that bondage.
What? So here
That's
She
I
looks like she
see
still has plenty of movement.
there was a 1.8. There was a 1.8 on eBay that was.
You would have tied her up differently, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm into Shibari. Hey,
Nice.
Jay Hood said that the most he's ever paid is for his GXX1 and then his X-Men 94, first and second place. What was your second place, Lady Fantastic?
X-Men 101 from J Hood.
Of course.
Yeah. So my first was my Fantastic 452, and then the second one was my J Hood one, my 101.
You want to know my second place? It was from J Blitz.
Oh, great choice.
Yeah.
Yo, he's awesome, man. I bought a couple of books from him.
Solid people.
Yeah.
Book I spent most on is one I'm brought to my new room.
Fuck that guy.
What is that new room? What? So which one is it, Oregon? I want to see your room. Bye.
Speaking of value and stuff like that, question for the panel. Do you guys have collectible insurance?
I've looked at it
No.
a couple times, but at this point, no.
I'm
what-
one water pipe from breaking from losing everything I have.
I wonder why you'd ask that.
I
DJ.
solely rely on my umbrella insurance right now
Yeah.
as an adder onto my
I re-
homeowners. But
Links, it's a good idea. And what I do Is
Doo-doo.
yep. These guys, like you all have like CLZ or you know whatever you use to log your shit.
Spreadsheets.
Google Photos.
That's a good way to do it.
Some
And
sort
so-
of inventory of what you have at least.
Yeah,
so.
as long as you like take pictures and like, but honestly, having like a digital system where you mark off like your big shit, your doo doos, your big doo doos. If you lose something, at least it's proof.
Yeah, but your normal homeowners and stuff will only cover so much.
Yeah,
it has limits and stuff. So, like in the event of a fire, if you have a large collection, it may not be covered and stuff, and that's the gamble you have by not having it, and that's where you. There's special collectibles insurance that either you can get for certain companies, or there's your insurance company can also sometimes has a collectibles rider or has other ways they'll be able to do it through your regular insurance.
Thank you for saying that, Rob. So I could check with them.
I would start there because my first foray into looking at specialized collectibles insurance was rather pricey, and it scared me away.
What's pricey, if you don't mind me asking?
Not worth it.
Okay.
I don't remember the number off the top of my head, but I remember I was like, "Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me!"
Yeah,
I think it'd be interesting, or at least worth your time, to do some research on collectibles insurance.
Dude, this is I'm doing my research right now.
How much is your collection? How much is your collection valued? I can give you a ratio.
Hold on.
Can't you add stuff to your mortgage, right?
No, yeah, you don't do nothing to your mortgage.
What's that called?
Insurance.
No, it's not called. I'm thinking.
But to the homeowner's insurance, right, Rob?
Yeah.
You can talk to your insurance agent and say it's either another rider or something to go on your homeowners, or other stuff. But yeah, there's.
What's a ballpark of what your stuff is worth?
Me?
Yeah, I'll give you a percentage. I'll give you like a ballpark of what it is.
Like over 100.
Okay.
Grand.
Yeah, there's good.
I understand.
Oregon Wine makes a good point. So there's all kinds of, like, as a homeowner, there's things you should do where you should be, if you haven't, you should be periodically checking along with your agent anyways, because cost of rebuilds and stuff, those go up. Like, when I bought my house, and my house was only, a couple $100,000, the cost versus, if something happened to it versus what I insured it at then versus what it is today.
Appreciation.
Yeah. Now, construction costs don't go up at the same rate as appreciation, so it's not necessarily a 1-to-1 ratio, but there is still material costs and labor costs and stuff go up, and your cost to rebuild. Because the nice thing is, like, if I have a fire, the land, which is the most expensive thing I own, isn't destroyed by the fire. The land still exists. It's the structure that has to be done. So you have to be able to have that. So those are all things, but then there's usually limits within the homeowners that, as far as material of replacement costs for items lost in the fire or from a theft or whatever else. So
the only thing that I know is based on like cars. I'm not sure if it does.
Yeah, it's not applicable. We don't live in our cars, Kyle. Thanks, though.
I do read my car, though.
You do read it?
Yeah, like a comic. So
yeah,
it's the same. It's basically the same. Comics and cars.
Yeah, I put mine in a poly bag with cardboard and protect it.
I got tape on my car when I was trying to take it out of my poly bag. Fuck my shit up.
You got a tape peel on the hood?
Yeah.
Don't even.
Oregon, thank you for that information, sir.
What I really hate is the dog ear I have on the corner.
I looked into insurance years ago before I even had any like comics and stuff, just based on my statues and like my Hot Toys and things like that. And I remember I reached out to some company for a quote, and they quoted me. It was cheap. It was like $40 a month or whatever for the coverage of the actual value. It
really depends on where you're at on some of that stuff. But I just know that, like, I reached out to Beckett, and that because on one of their things, I was like, "You've got to be kidding me!" That just seemed like
I'm doing a math equation right now to figure it out.
Don't do shit through Beckett.
Well, again, it was just Yeah, but anyways, that'd be interesting. Is once you did some information, is to turn that sometime into a members only or something presentation or something. Did you?
Kind of like farmers only.
I will absolutely do that.
That's
a great idea. Rob got me over here fucking taking notes.
I like the. I'm an idea guy. I'm not really a doer. Okay.
I always keep it's funny. I always keep a pad next to me whenever I do like a video or a live or something. I always have a pad in the cut just to take notes if somebody says.
I have stacks of paper that need to be recycled, and CGC invoices and stuff that come back with stuff I received that becomes scratch paper, and then I go through it and recycle them as I go. Yeah.
Is that Maverick? Did Maverick join us on the panel? Oh no, it's Mark. I thought you were Maverick.
No, but he's been goosed.
Right in the ears.
That's the spot.
Yes, circumstances. You are 100% correct.
Yeah, but the first step is having a document like that. So anybody who's got an inventory, at least that's a start, because you can always sit there and go, hey, this is at least what I had, and even if you don't have a collector's insurance, at least you can get insured up to what your limit is potentially.
Do you want like a monthly price?
Inventory.
Sure, Kyle. Thank you. First of all, thank you for even doing that. I'm super appreciative you even doing this.
Yeah, I know a couple people that sell insurance, so I know what they base it on. Basically, it's like one.
Is your friend Jake from State Farm?
Yeah.
Are they the kind of insurance agents that come around and say, "Hey, it'd be a shame if something happened to your room here"?
I know Jake and a gecko.
It's like 1 to 2% API.
You know Tony. He's the guy who comes out and says, "It'd be a shame if something happened to your room."
Yeah.
Well, I don't know any insurance agents, but I did stay in a Holiday Inn last night.
Wow! Thank you. Round of applause for Justin for that information.
Just think how long Justin's been quiet just to release that beauty.
I know.
That was good quality shit. I don't care what anyone says.
That's why I said that beauty.
I could imagine when Justin finally, when he's mad, so he's bottling it up for months, and then he explodes.
It's true. I usually take it out on my wife and children.
Oh,
well, is there any other way to express your anger?
I don't think so.
Nice. High five.
Misdirected anger at your wife and children is the American way.
This is going to just be a ballpark because you're somewhere around $100 a month. So 83 to 166 is what I have.
First of all, you mentioned ballpark. I'm not a fan of sports, so I can't listen to anything else you say.
Okay.
Bearded. Time out. Bearded Comic Bro crossed 1,000 subscribers overnight. I woke up this morning and that dude was at work.
I'm joking with you, Kyle. An estimate. I know.
Okay.
Congrats, Bearded.
What does that mean?
Anyone else have their car stolen? E-Man did.
Oh yeah, he had his car stolen and trashed. I've never had mine stolen. I just had the catalytic converter stolen.
Legion. What happens next?
With what?
With Bearded Comic Bro.
In terms of 1,000, now he works towards 2,000. I mean, come on.
No, he's working toward 1,007. We talked about this, Kyle. 1,007 is the goal.
Ah, shit. Should I actually subscribe to him?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not until he's at 1,006. Well, subscribe to him, but don't pester him in the comments.
As I'm typing.
don't speak a word. Don't show up to any lives. Just subscribe and silently watch.
Okay.
That's how you can do your best.
I want to give a special shout out to Greg, aka Bearded Comic Bro, because he is my arch nemesis since I joined this entire YouTube thing. And during his 1K push or road to 1K, I publicly was nice to this guy. So now that he passed that milestone, it's going back to the way it was, sir. Nice.
Is there an origin story for your? You have an origin for this rivalry?
It's because he bases his identity off facial hair.
That one right
Which
there.
Which
one?
Bearded Comic Bro.
Make sure that you have.
Does he?
This is the most random ass conversation.
This had or his name on there. Yeah, get yourself an umbrella.
Ah, crap! I'm already subscribed.
So if he shaved, would he just be Comic Bro?
No.
Yeah, I was worried.
He might have hair, but to this comment, the first Sunday of every month.
There you go.
Would he just be
So
Comic Bro?
what I got from that was that at the first Sunday of every month, Bearded Comic Bro is going to be giving out insurance policies.
Exactly.
I got that he was going to shave his beard and show other
Oh.
things that he has
You guys
shaved.
need comic insurance, go to Comic Bro.
Bearded Comic Bro.
Comic Bro.
Which
Comic
people
Bro.
might think is Greg, but it's not. It's actually Greg's brother. His channel is not even about him. It's about his brother, who is
Really?
bearded.
So
Yeah,
they
he's
both
never,
have
even,
to,
he's never even appeared on the channel.
They
You've been
both-
living a lie.
they'd both have to shave their beards for him to become Comic Bro.
For you to get comic insurance.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
But
My stuff's not really worth that much. Like all of my value of my collection is in 2 books.
But-
that Turok one you got?
Yeah, and my what was it?
Profit?
Cosmic Scoundrels #1 from Image. Yeah, that's a big one.
But Oregon Winewood did make a good point, and as long as you're talking about insurance for anybody who is a homeowner and all those other type of things, an umbrella policy isn't anything to do with the penguin, but it is a good thing to
Or
have.
Resident Evil.
For your company. It's gonna allow. It's a basically another policy that's going to float over and gives you additional financial protections, whether it's against your home, whether it's against your car driving his car, or even if you're working. If even for like Mark, for example, as he's working and let's say he clips a dog who makes a mistake and this owner sues him, so the owner of the dog sues him, comes after him personally, the umbrella policy can come into play to help protect him from any financial losses and everything else like that. So it's really a good thing to have if you have assets. It's you'll want to have that.
I've been working on my asset.
When I first heard of an umbrella policy, my immediate thought was, who would want to insure their umbrellas?
Right. Well, the
Mine
penguin,
was
but you know,
straight to Resident Evil and Umbrella Corp. He would be baby-faced Comic Bro. He clarified in the chat.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So
Baby
yeah,
face cool.
Oregon Way. If you whatever your limit is, it then it allows you to go beyond that, which that people don't think like, oh well, that should be fine. But really, like if you get in a car accident, for example, and you severely injure somebody, and they come after you, they can come after you for quite a bit of money, far beyond what the limit of your liability insurance or something is on your auto. And that's where you would be on the hook for, but your umbrella policy can come into play and help cover that.
So your umbrella policy sends Mr. X after the protagonist. Resident Evil Joe, that was terrible.
That was pretty bad.
But
yeah, that was terrible. I apologize. I suck sometimes.
Well, only if you ask.
Are you the protagonist?
Or buy you
DJ?
dinner.
Only when a Hulk 181 is involved.
No, he said he had he just lost his voice for a 180. So,
DJ, do you have plot armor? Because you're
I
the
want a
protagonist.
180 more than a 181.
No, I don't know. Yeah, OGs don't argue; they get both.
Yeah, well, I'm not a fucking OG. I'm on a budget.
You bring that OG energy to the panel. I thought you were down to clown. I'm just like, what the hell's going on?
Well, I'm down to clown, bro, but I got to be fiscally responsible too.
Fiscally responsible. What is that?
I don't know what you're
I
talking
get paid
about.
off of fucking federal grants because we got to beg the government for science experiments.
You want to frame it
how
up
it works.
28.
Do more important research. You wouldn't have to beg so much.
You lost
Huh?
me at government experience.
I said, do more important research. You wouldn't have to beg.
The most important research is the highest risk, which gets the least funding because we do all the cutting edge shit. Then it gets translated into medical shit. Then pharmaceuticals invest in it. Then it goes through clinicals. It's just the way it is. But what we will get if something works is patent percentages.
Okay.
Yeah, how can we all find something to work?
General
Maybe you're just
patent?
bad at your
Well,
job.
right now I'm working on a small molecule inhibitor that's we're actually working with another group that's in conjunction with a small venture capitalist with our university. And so there's this French, my boss just told me about it, but there's a French group that's interested in our shit. If some of the shit that I've just set up for mouse models. And what I'll be doing is I'll be adding the drug to an immune compromised mouse model and seeing if the small molecule inhibitor actually ameliorates chronic interferon signaling.
I was
But
just doing that last night.
who doesn't?
Wait,
Yeah.
well, how much can you disclose without getting in trouble?
I think Lady F's
She just did.
her
Well, that was very
her
vague
workplace.
term.
No, it was
is-
very
is-
specific. I don't know what you're talking about.
That was
Yeah.
very specific.
that
I
was
don't
very
know
specific.
what it does, what the purpose is, what it's
Well,
trying to solve.
It's
To
gonna
boost
bring
your
on the
immune
apocalypse.
deficiency.
All I know is that it's being
It
worked
would be
on
an
mouse
agent that
models.
would be effective in autoimmune cases or
cool.
in more practical cases, asthma models. Because
But most importantly,
You can get rid of my asthma? Hell yeah.
No,
did you say
the
in
asthma of a
Holiday
mouse.
Inn last
Kyle,
night?
why weren't you listening? A mouse asthma.
I
it would be
stayed
a
at
mouse
Holiday Inn.
asthma model, but then that translates to humans,
maybe.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And then you
Yeah, because
start.
we're
killing-
very similar to mice.
All I do is take steroids.
This sounds a lot like the Weapon X program.
Steroids.
Yeah, I don't like fucking.
like
I mean, I can send you papers if you want to know.
I would actually really be interested. I love
Okay,
stuff like that.
I've got a first person pay. Let me. Can you make me a fucking make me a person on here that has.
I'll legit
take
read
it
it
away.
too. I'm designing my own solid state battery right now.
Nice. Lady F has first print medical scientific documents. I'll just wait for the
No,
first.
it's a scientific article.
If it helps
It's
me
a
with my
study
asthma, I'm
of
interested.
Nature magazine.
Not yet, because they're doing research.
You lost me an
It's
article.
probably still 10 years out then,
When
because you
you
still got to
asked
get
us to
FDA
make you a
approval.
person, did you mean a wrench?
Yeah, so I can post my link or whatever.
Well,
Will you put a comment into the chat real fast for me? It
Hey,
doesn't matter
Taylor
what it
Winters
is.
here.
Just put a letter in there
Yeah,
or something.
he's
so
been
I
here.
can wrench you.
Kyle, not only is it
Lame.
they have to go through all that, it's only in mouse trial. They're talking
Yeah.
about trying it in mice.
I'm,
so that's
I'm
a long
talking
way.
about mouse model. You have to first. So the thing is with animals, we have to try with animals before we can go to humans, just because that's just the way it always works.
Yeah.
I just saw. Speaking of that, I just saw. Oh, my boy had sent me an article or video, whatever. That somewhere, someplace, scientists were able to successfully reverse aging in mice, and it's like
So that
they
has,
legit
I don't
did the
believe
Benjamin
that
Button.
shit.
It's
But
just about cell development, right?
it's just
Yeah.
about telomerase and trying to slow telomerase, like fidelity. So the ends, the spindles or the ends of your cells when they split, there is a enzyme that's specifically responsible for replicating those spindles, and it's called telomerase because these are telomeres. And telomerase doesn't work with 100% fidelity. So with every division, they get split off a little bit. You lose a few bases, and with that comes the process of aging.
And
Yeah,
that
see
your
this.
body stops
this is-
creating cellulose.
This is a serious question, though.
That's
Hold up,
one-
Rob. Before you jump into
One of
that,
the points, yeah.
I just
Y'all,
want- I'm
that's
sorry,
my
Rob.
paper. That's my paper. I'm first author.
No, so Lady F had a fantastic response. My response to my friend's article was LOL. So back to you, Rob. I'm sorry.
And I've got a Nature Immunology also. Let me pull that one up too.
Rob is trying
How
to
has your
talk.
paper been holding up? When did it publish?
Excuse me.
2020.
Back
When
to
did
Rob.
it publish, Lady F?
2020.
How long is this? It's probably going to be like 100 pages, right?
Back to
Only if it's
Rob.
good.
Why'd
That's
it
all we're
crash
gonna
my
do.
phone when I clicked the link? Oh, there we go.
Back to Rob.
Oh, there's a PDF. Cool.
Oh, there's your name, Caroline.
I know.
Caroline. There's reasons.
All right, I'm gonna post another one.
Oh shit. Back
This
to Rob.
one I drew the fucking picture. On this
Jesus,
one, I'm
better.
JJ, please.
if you can access it. Oh, this one may not let you access it. But if you can access the figures, I made the.
Look at that. Before I can view it, I got an ad for comic insurance.
Can
I
you
clicked-
draw a picture of y'all testing on animals to add to the paper? Just for
Well,
fun.
this paper isn't that long.
In
Shoot, I'll
that
read this
paper
today.
specifically, I didn't work on the mouse animal model. I worked on human and mouse macrophage and monocyte-like cells, so immune cells.
I clicked on
so
I clicked on the
cells.
article just to have the satisfaction of Xing it out. So
What's CGAS?
Do that. Cyclic GMP AMP synthase,
Okay.
which is
I understand.
all right,
No,
this
you
is too
don't.
smart for me.
no, you don't.
Back to Rob.
I wouldn't
Would
understand
Jack
that if somebody
explain?
told me.
Oh, okay.
But it's cool. Just look at the pictures. I wouldn't expect anybody to understand this shit.
Aliens.
When I read papers from people that like from a fucking department across from me, doesn't mean I necessarily understand diddly. It's all very specific, and don't ever fucking beat yourself up because this shit is for like you do this. This is not about you being smart.
Science is so compartmentalized,
Very niche driven.
which slows down the process of science greatly.
It does. That's why they want more open lab space and translation across, because they don't feel like people are collaborating and cross disseminating ideas, dude.
And the other thing is stimulator of
That happens in like all
inferon genes.
sciences, especially stuff like geology. That's one of the worst. Like if you're an Egyptologist, you have no clue at all what the deep history of anywhere else is. It's just yours with very, very little, pretty much just the average knowledge that anyone has of it. And that's why people have historical models so very wrong so very often. And we're seeing the collapse. In the past couple of years, we've seen the absolute collapse of historical models, and they're having to rewrite them. Pretty much everything that's in textbooks on deep history of our planet is absolutely wrong right now, with new ones having to be written.
Well, the science community is all just based in acronyms, so I ask what it is, and if I'll either
Stimulator of
understand it or I
interferon
don't.
genes. Yeah, stimulator of interferon genes is that sting. And
Got it.
so it's an adapter protein that's located on the endoplasmic reticulum. And
Yes.
see,
I
yeah,
love science. Like I listen to science podcasts like all the time. and
DJ
it's, like,
said he's about to have
boring.
to hop off, but he loves Rob. I don't know if you saw that in the private chat,
absolutely.
Rob.
Yeah, so in the private message, I did send my love to Mr. Rob Fat Stacks of Comics. In the private chat, I
In the
wrote that.
private chat. But
Yeah.
because his channel name on here today is in the mix, I felt it's only appropriate to read the private chat out loud, because that's how In the Mix rocks.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. Nothing.
And
is,
then
nothing is
promiscuous
private.
time traveler said lame.
I don't know what RU stands for.
Rockefeller University.
All right, I gotta bounce.
That
I gotta
means
get
it
ready
was
for a meeting at
developed
2.
at Rockefeller.
Right, DJ.
Yo, you guys take it easy.
Got that Federal Reserve money over there, Caroline.
I'll try to hop in again after this meeting.
The rest of the stuff I can just look up. Like
All right,
once I
DJ.
looked up GMP, I understand like what it is, like a phosphate.
Guanosine monophosphate. Yep.
Okay.
Look, I didn't bring this shit up. I really didn't. It wasn't me, I don't think.
My thing is that I'm genuinely interested.
Yeah, I was about to say, why is it a problem to talk about it?
It's not. I just don't want anybody to feel like excluded or feel like I'm trying to be.
Well, until you brought this up, the immune deficient community felt excluded.
Oh, did they?
They had to have. We hadn't talked about them.
Well, by nature, they are excluded. They
Not
don't have
anymore.
immune systems.
but not anymore.
I feel excluded as much as somebody with an autoimmune disease.
Oh, because you are.
Because science has left me behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Oregon Wime.
It's a strange request.
if you're immune compromised, the last few years,
he's currently fighting leukemia, like right now.
No way.
Today is his first day with not having to wake up at 5 a.m. and go directly into treatments.
Nice. Well,
My
good on
stepmom
you.
is currently
Look up my official
dying
diagnosis.
in hospice.
So your official diagnosis is leukemia?
That's Oregon.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah.
He just said in chat if I like science. I do like science. Like literally, I was listening to the most boring freaking lecture yesterday on my rollerblade home.
Oregon one, the THP1 cell lines, those are monocyte immune cells that came from a 4-year-old boy, and like it's an immortalized because it came from a tumor. And so what we do is we have these cell lines that are based off of these very aggressive cancers from very specific cell types, and we use those for cellular models to study stuff.
Oh.
So X11 said he doesn't feel properly represented troglodytes
are
don't
on there.
always,
No,
always
they
work.
matter. They
Still
matter.
pick things that don't work.
We need.
Justin,
What
can we get
does
a check in from old JB? It's been 1 week since we last checked in on how the hot toy sales are going.
We did
Please
that
tell me-
earlier.
Yeah, but I didn't. Tell me, did you sell one this week?
I mailed one out yesterday.
But was it?
Oh
from
wait,
the-
that was counting as my
It
total
doesn't
last
matter.
week.
It
So
auto
you're
fills
up to
Oregon.
total 2 last Friday. Are you up to
Yeah.
total 2 still?
Okay, so if I have a deal in place to sell 4 but haven't collected money yet, does that count?
You can apply. That's on you. You can apply it to this week and shoot for another one before next Friday.
Okay, let's do that.
Let's do
That's
it. We're
like-
still one a week. Let's go. Which
That's
one
like
was it?
someone saying I'm interested on Facebook.
Hmm.
And then that's it.
But these are Justin's numbers. Next week he could go -1 for a 2-point loss. Who knows? We'll see.
Oh shit.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm trying to do the same thing with my friend Rob and his Spawn books. I'm trying to make him fucking sell all of them. He buys them and he doesn't read them. It's like, why the fucker do you buy Spawn? You never read them.
Wait, I don't read
almost
my
out of
comics.
Huh?
He has the whole run, doesn't he?
He's got like every fucking Spawn run, and I don't know why.
Oregon, but don't purchase until after this stream at least.
Yeah, if we could push that number to next week to help me out, that'd be great.
Yeah, just purchase. Just don't send payment till after this stream has ended, so that we can keep these numbers on the trend.
I need to buy an Asajj Ventress. I like when that prices have dipped on a lot of things.
What kind of massager?
Asajj Ventress, personal massager.
I thought you had some of those.
Yeah, but mine's not. Doesn't have a
They
motor
don't
in it.
last forever.
Yeah, the motor ones are really loud.
Can be awkward with a roommate.
I think Asajj Ventress has a hot toy, right?
More fun.
So when I bought all my details, they were $60 each, like in IKEA, and now they're $110. So I think I could sell them for a profit and still be cheaper than what IKEA is selling them for. So
What are these?
The glass shelves behind me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when I bought them from IKEA, they were $60 each. Now they're $110. So if I just put an ad on like Facebook Marketplace and be like $80, I think people would jump on that.
Oh, there's a sideshow.
So next year when you do that, that'll be
Asajj.
great.
It looks lame.
No.
How's the Lego challenge going?
I think he's done.
The Lego challenge. I haven't started yet, but
I know he's almost done in his
Well,
head. It's gonna
let's
happen.
catch people up. So real quick, 2 or 3 weeks ago, a challenge was put out and Justin accepted. And Tyler, what was the challenge?
I think it's for like a few $1,000s or something, right?
Like $1,000 to build all your Lego sets you've been sitting on like a dragon hoarding gold.
By the end of the year.
By
Yeah.
midnight, December.
I know it's
31st.
going to happen. It's already started, even though it hasn't.
Dude, this one looks cool.
It's going.
Oh, it's custom.
Justin's going to have to pay you in unsold Hot Toys.
I'm getting so many tags for the hunt tonight. Link your IG.
What are y'all hunting? You never hunt a man. Can't hunt a man.
No, I don't know why it's called the hunt. Actually, maybe the
What
hunt for the best book or something.
What is it?
You know what the
it's like
hunt
a-
is? You've watched.
It's a show-off show where you bring
Yeah.
a comic and
Well,
show
it's
off. and
where
the cat
boys
makes it
try to
better.
role play their wrestling heroes, but somehow comics are involved. It's like comic gories.
I thought you were
except
a girl.
role playing. Oh, I've started. I'm a girl.
Yeah,
but
you
like,
participate. Yeah.
they put me in I'm like a girl wrestler, but these are boys playing boy wrestlers, and
Do
I'm
you
not.
have to play a boy wrestler when you go?
No,
And
I
if you
could.
did,
I
which
don't
boy
care.
would you play?
I would be Hulk Hogan because I
Hell
loved
yeah.
him as a kid.
You get you a fake mustache and go in there. That would be awesome.
I should get one.
I'd be more impressive if you could grow a real one, but
These days you can with proper medication.
Mhm. Maybe I identify as like a woman, but specifically as a Hulk Hogan too.
A bearded woman. Yeah.
A bearded lady.
A bearded lady, fantastic.
Yeah.
Just
and
add
I
a
can-
comma. Bearded lady,
Purpose.
fantastic.
yeah.
What about a fantastic bearded lady?
A bearded lady.
There you go.
Fantastically bearded. I have to get my bearded ass to work sometime, so I'm gonna have to jump off of here. But I'll.
Sounds like quitter talk.
I mean, I can hang around for a little more, but my boss has been out of town for a few days. He's gonna be back today.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm going to quit here in about 4 minutes because I got to go to Romania. But
Yeah, and no more than 30 minutes. I'm gonna hop off. I'm kind of getting used to just running for till about 10:30, then being productive during the day. Can't stay forever, especially on work weekends. I have a lot I have to catch up with on
I
Fridays.
don't like working on weekends. That sucks, dude.
Yeah, no less than every other weekend. It's not too bad, you know.
I used to have to do that. Where
I don't groom on weekends, so they're pretty much it's kind of a double-edged sword because I make money grooming on top of what I make, you know. And then on the weekends when we're there for weird hours, I'm not grooming normally, so I'm just there for such a reduced rate of money when my kids aren't. And you know what I mean? It just feels weird. Like I need to not be here. Like any staff member I have can work a weekend, like, but it's kind of just like etiquette, you know, to not expect your staff to do it, you know.
Hey, Biggie Shack, I was a child and I liked Hulk Hogan. So if you're going to get mad at 7-year-old Caroline for liking Hulk Hogan, you do that.
Biggie's only a fan of Hulk Hogan's sex tape.
I don't want to see that shit.
Brother! Can I drop your link in the chat, Caroline? Oregon's asking
no
for your
sex
IG.
taste in the chat.
I don't know how to
Please
do my IG from here because, like, I don't have IG on my computer. I'm doing it from here. I can put my IG link in the private chat.
I just did it.
At
I was just
so-and-so,
asking you if I
whatever
could.
your handle is. I mean, it's not like you have to really link it.
I'll get you.
Last time I messaged you was June 2021. July
I
2021.
fucking hate you.
Yeah.
What did you tell me?
We were talking. We were sending memes back and forth. So,
checks out.
And then I was telling you that I didn't murder anybody or something like that.
I still don't believe you, by the way.
It's all out of context.
Sweet. Brother. Oh, dude, you know, fucking, I digested mouse tails overnight. So now
I'm sorry, you said
PCR.
mouse tails? Are these the ones you test on?
Yeah, so these ones, you got to genotype them first before you can and
Eat
so that
'em?
means you got to test and make sure they've got the mutation you want. And what you do is, how do you do that? Is you got to get a little bit of their tail, you snip it off, and you have to digest it with like a protease that'll eat up all that tissue and liberate the genomic DNA. But and then what you do is you do an amplification assay where you amplify a specific region of DNA that will tell you what the genotype of each mouse is.
Nope.
Okay.
I legitimately thought that you were talking about eating mouse tails for a second.
Yeah, so there is an enzyme
You
literally
clip them
eating
out,
mouse
you break
tails.
it, and then you magnify so you can see if it is what you want.
You amplify a specific region of its genomic DNA to confirm whether or not it has your gene of interest.
It's funny is how complex words are in science to say simple things sometimes.
Yes, and that so if I could, say it simply like that or high level, it's easier to be like
well, for you who's used to saying it the way you do and using the wordage you do, that's probably easier than thinking about simplifying it.
Yeah, well, and so now hopefully you guys can understand that if you want to try and determine a background of an animal, it's really no more than locating the region that you're interested in, amplifying that region, visualizing it, and then making your call on what genotype it is.
For Tyler, it's the anal region.
Okay, but legit question. Legit question.
Yo.
Can I eat mouse tails?
Yes. I don't suggest it.
Why not?
Not very meaty.
Not a lot of nutritional value.
Mice and rat are nasty little creatures too.
Mm-hmm.
They just walk around leaving a trail of bacteria and disgusting everywhere they go.
Time for me to leave.
When are you going to open the mystery box, Rob?
See you guys.
I opened it last night, and it will not air probably for another week or so.
Dang it. Okay,
I
cool.
was doing all the research and stuff on it.
Gotcha.
Got my numbers so that way I can post it.
Thank you very much.
I've seen it all. I've valued it out as well, and I would never buy a mystery box from you, Kyle.
Okay. Whatever you
All right,
want.
I'll talk to you guys later.
The video.
Enjoy
All right,
running
Ronnie.
it.
Bye.
I know you were excited about him getting it, Kyle. I'm excited to see how it plays out now.
Yeah, absolutely. I like how he's trying to be coy. I'm not gonna get baited.
He's not being coy. He's just remaining flat for the sake of his content.
Fair.
I just thought he was kind of flat all the time.
Oh my god. Coming from Mr. Flat.
What?
Yeah.
What?
What? What? I'm flat.
Can I take this opportunity or a
Yes.
chance to invite everybody to my 48-hour Lego building stream that will take place on December 29th,
December 29th.
2023?
I cannot wait. That was going to be fun. What's up?
I know that Tyler will be there.
Hey.
I myself will do my best to be there. I might even go buy a little Lego. Well, by then, I'm sure that I'll have some Legos. That's stuff I've been looking into.
It's just Justin like this, surrounded by Legos, just asleep in his chair.
Well,
tacky glue.
they'll still have Wakanda Forever Legos available on the show.
They'll probably be even cheaper at that point.
Dude, at my Target, you know how it like goes all the way back, how deep a Lego shelf? It's all the way to the back of all the Wakanda Forever. Not one has sold.
Yeah, nobody wants that
for
truck.
months.
I don't
Do you know
get
how
it.
rare that is for Lego?
It
It
doesn't
doesn't
because
happen.
I've been hitting Lego shelves like every time I go into the store to try to figure this out because me and my oldest are going to be doing a build here soon. And I've been looking at some of the smaller boxes. Like I almost picked up, there was one Batman Batmobile, the small box ones. Like, man, I want that so bad. And I should have got it because when I went back today, I peeked down that aisle and it is no longer there. And those weren't on sale. Those were full price.
Yeah, most Legos are full price.
It sounds like everyone that shops at that Target is racist, Tyler.
No, this is all Targets. So it's
Yeah,
this
it's
is-
not just here.
transcended racism.
That
But it
sounds
could
about
still
right.
be it could still be true, but it's not for the reason that's not selling.
Yeah, people just don't want that garbage.
I'm just gonna
Right.
walk up to everyone, hold the Lego set out, and say, "Do you want this?" And when they say no, I'll say, "You're a racist."
Yeah.
I'll make a TikTok out of it.
You sound like a Disney employee now.
What's up, Eman? You're gonna be
You don't
seeing a
like
lot more
this,
of
you
me.
didn't enjoy it, you are clearly racist.
I'm gonna be selling comic books again on Tuesday.
That's great, Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. I really enjoyed where Sans, I don't know who the other guy who was on there with you and Sans just doing a hangout. show.
Last level comics. His name's Matt.
Not selling nothing, but just hanging out, talking about what y'all have watched and been reading. That was such a fun discussion. The chemistry with you guys just kind of like just
Okay, so
going back and forth.
They
fuse.
butt heads, and I'm like
they're like you and I. Like they have just absolutely conflicting experiences watching stuff.
Absolutely. And then it's like I kind of teeter-totter between their opinions, but they hardly ever agree. We actually
they're so
all agreed
spirited.
on Last of Us. Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
they're so spirited that you're down there like, and then you know what I think? And
they'll get so mad they'll boot each other out of the call because they both have command of the channel. It's so funny. And but we all agreed on Last of Us. We all enjoyed Last of Us.
Oh
So I noticed that it was
How do you not
the-
like that? I mean, it's
It was
Have we
the
touched on
thumbnail.
that made the thumbnail of the stream because I definitely wanted to talk about it. Drac, what have you been thinking? 2 episodes are out. Have you seen both of them?
yeah, it's phenomenal. Both 10 out of 10 for sure. It's like a perfect adaptation and
10's high.
just
I'm gonna give 10s.
I disagree.
yeah,
10 out of 10.
it's yeah, no, they're it's amazing so far.
Well, I give both
what do
of
you
them
think
a
of the
9 out of 9.
9 out of 9?
They're-
Okay. What do you
they're
think
both-
of
they're
the
both
costume
super great.
design and the makeup on the clickers? What do you think of that?
Really good.
She looks
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. everything. The sets look incredible.
The set design, I think, is the best part of the whole show.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
I
Yeah.
love. You can tell
Blew
that
me
they put
away.
a lot of time and effort into it.
Yeah.
I
so I
think
enjoy it.
I think formatting wise, these first 2 episodes were phenomenal. You know, the first, I don't play the game, throw that out there, but getting the outbreak experience, then getting like
The stressful.
not as much world building. I know everyone loves to just say world building. We didn't get too much world building at
We
all
don't
yet.
know what's going on. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
we're getting tons of character building, individual character building in that first episode, as well as introduction. That second episode was perfect because they did the infected building specifically. That episode was surely just to learn about the infected aspect of this world, like how they communicate, what they look like, the environment being infected itself. So I thought that was absolutely perfect. And with those 2 episodes combined, those little aspects gave us a little bit of a foundation to start world building with. Because again, we really haven't done any world building despite everyone. I found with reviews, people like to repeat key words that they hear other people use when they review, but there just hasn't been that yet. And I think that that's awesome with this show because I'm still wanting to see all of this stuff. I'm still so curious what this world looks like.
What words are normally repeated?
Like
world
building.
Yeah, people like,
Character development.
The only
great world building
that I think they've done is the Firefly thing. Like there's something going on, but we haven't seen it. We've just heard about it. So I don't know what the Fireflies are or what they do, but it sounds like we're gonna find out.
Oh, you never played the games?
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't want to know
That's cute.
anything.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's so
so
good.
just try to put on like little rose tinted glasses, Tyler, if somebody was experiencing this for the first time. And I know
cute.
Even if you do play the games, they're starting to put you in the dark now after that second episode as well, because they're deviating from the game in that second episode.
Absolutely, which is interesting. Yep.
Like
so
you
I
don't
look at it.
have the military chasing them through the exclusion zone. It's just the infected. You don't have the airborne pores having anything to do with it. They're adding
the spores. Nobody has to wear the masks.
Yeah, they're adding more
Yeah.
like the science of actual fungi to it, with like the connectivity of it under the ground and everything. And
yeah, like for me, it's a perfect adaptation, not because they're following the story exactly, but just in terms of the look, the feel, the tension that game had. They recreated all of it.
I'll guarantee
perfectly.
that the reason that they cut the spores and having to wear masks is because it'd be so hard to capture audio for it. It was just
they said a couple of things. If you watch the episodes on HBO Max, I don't know about other places and stuff, but after each episode, they have like a little 3 to 5 minute special feature behind the scene, and they talk about it specifically after the second episode. There was a laundry list of things. It's capturing audio is never a problem. You have like ADR and stuff like that, but they don't want to cover their actors' faces. It works for a video game just fine, but this isn't a video game. You want the emotions, the expressions.
They would have to pay all their actors to go back in the studio and redub all their stuff.
That's not a problem. You know what I mean?
It's a financial problem if they put this much into.
It's financial, but it's not a problem, is what I'm saying.
Oh,
like
okay.
Yeah, it costs money, but they have that kind of cost to spend on it. They don't. The pros and cons don't line up. The benefits of having them maskless are infinite. You know, from money to the dynamic of the show to how
well, and freaking what is it? Pedro he was pissed off about having to wear freaking Mandalorian helmet. So he's like, no, guys, like I want to.
I think all of season 1, it wasn't him. He was only in the mask for that one scene. He took it off.
Yeah, if you're gonna have somebody who has a name now, let him. Like, I don't want to see the Mandalorian take his helmet off. I don't want to see Spider-Man take his mask off in every shot. But if you got someone that you could pay to show their face in something like The Last of Us, where it's such a simple rewrite that adds so much to it, that's a good idea to get that.
Does anybody else have any comments about Last of Us?
JB does.
Not about that, but I got to go back to work in 5 minutes. I was going to give my quick review of Skinamarink, which I saw last night.
Is that weird indie-looking horror film?
It is, yeah. And I don't know if you saw the trailer, but that's basically the whole movie. Like if you repeat that trailer for 100 minutes, that's essentially it.
Was there dialogue?
Was it good?
There's a bit of dialogue. this is not an exaggeration. 90% of the movie is still shots of the walls and the ceiling and the floor covered with Lego pieces. And yeah,
forever Lego pieces. Can you confirm that?
I well, it's supposed to take place in the 90s, so probably not.
Definitely not Wakanda Forever then.
No,
so they're racist.
Yeah. Plus, they didn't buy them. It was interesting. It's more about like the whole vibe, creepy vibe and aesthetic than like any sort of plot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it, or just not one you'll ever revisit?
I probably wouldn't watch it again. I would recommend, if you're gonna watch it, to watch it at home and not in the theater, which, I mean, it's very limited release anyway, but I feel like it would be much creepier if you were just sitting at home in the dark watching it. Being in like a theater with people making sounds kind of took me out of it, especially because there was a guy next to me that kept going, "Oh my God." But like, and there wasn't even anything really scary in the movie. I don't know what this dude's deal was, but
maybe he was praying.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's it. And yeah, he was having a hard time with it, but yeah, I don't know. There's some creepy stuff in it, like some unsettling moments, but nothing I haven't really seen before.
So what was it about? Is it a haunting? Is it just a
No? I mean, it's basically it's very very dreamlike, and so and so kind of hard to determine what exactly it is. But it's basically two kids that wake up in the middle of the night and their dad's gone, and the windows and doors in their house are gone, and there's just some weird noises and weird voice, and other than that, it's like constantly building tension to something that you never get to see happen, essentially.
Well, because none of us care to see it in theaters. I probably will never watch it. But can you just tell us what it was? What was the catch? What was the?
Can you swap?
Well, I mean, it kind of blew up on Twitter because like it's this guy, what's his name, Kyle Edward Ball. It's his first movie. He wrote and directed it, and he made it for $15,000. And it's easy to make a movie for $15,000 when it intentionally looks and sounds like shit, which it does. It's all gritty and the sound is terrible, but it's supposed to be like that, which is actually what I liked about the movie.
Look at Kyle right now. That is perfection.
Oh, Justin,
no, you can't. You're the only person not allowed to look.
We did it before. Justin and I
took the doors and what took the
shirts,
windows away, Drac?
They don't explain that. They just show them, and they'll show a window on the wall, and then just show it. The next frame, it's gone, and it's not really explained. I only really knew that's what was happening because I had read about it beforehand. If I didn't know that, I might have not really even caught on to that.
So you're just waiting for something to happen or jump out at you, just building suspense the whole time, kind of feel.
Sort of, yeah. And then there's occasionally that you hear the kids talking, and there's subtitles in a lot of the movie because the sound is terrible and you can't hear anything. And then you'll hear a creepy voice say something like "come upstairs" or "look under the bed," stuff like that. And then there are some jump scares, but they're all just sound based pretty much, which is kind of cheap. You know, anyone could do that.
So this guy's already made a killing on this movie. 15,000 budget.
15 grand, yeah.
5 million opening.
So it's a win for him. Yeah.
Oh, he's Canadian.
It's interesting. Yeah, he's from Edmonton.
Canadian dollars? Or
Canadian dollars, yeah.
Okay. This is the second time Justin and I have worn the same color shirt.
Like it works.
I didn't care either time.
So apparently there's monsters in it. Apparently there's monsters in it.
I don't know if I'd call it a monster. There's obviously some kind of entity or something there that's talking to them. But
it says, here's a breakdown of it. It says Skidmarink explained Child Abuse, Death, and Monsters of Our Youth is the title of the article.
Monsters.
Right.
Nice.
I think monsters more in the sense of like demons or evil spirits, something like that. Whatever it is, it's not good. It's a bad thing that's in the house with them. You know that.
It says the movie was definitely experimental in nature, used to convey and remind everyone what the feeling of vulnerability and being alone in the dark as a child is.
Yeah, and that's why I recommend you watch it at home with all the lights off, because it will probably creep you out. But like I said, it's mostly just shots of dark doorways. You can't see anything. And then lots of shots of the walls and ceiling and like stuff you can't really make out.
Yeah.
So it's just overall a creepy vibe. But if you're expecting something to jump out and grab you, that doesn't really happen.
Out of on a scale of 1 to 10, how badly do you want your money back?
No, I mean, I'm glad I saw it, but I'd probably only give it like a 6, and that's more for like the aesthetic and vibe, creepy vibe that he made with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your day, Jack.
Yeah, I will. Are you kicking me out?
It sounds like
you said that you were leaving.
Why was trying to say that? So he's just
Thank you for your review, and we'll see you next time.
I actually am leaving, Kyle. That was good.
The reason I said it is because you said you're leaving before your preface.
Huh?
I do.
Nice.
I gotta go back. I gotta go back to work. You're absolutely right.
Send off. That's not.
Thank you. You did. Yes.
All right. Well, real quick.
I'm just busting your balls. All right, guys. I'll see you later.
Bye, Jack.
Nick, what are you thinking of The Last of Us episodes 1 and 2 so far?
Well, we're actually just about to play it right now and spoil it for everybody. So.
Oh, heck yeah!
Just keep the audio low.
No, I thought it was good. I like the changes that they made from the game.
Hell yeah! I love that you played the game.
Kyle, shut up. He's talking.
And listen, I highly recommend if you're watching the show, if you're watching the show and you gotta play the game. You gotta play the game.
Just watch you can get away with just watching the cinematic. It takes like 3 hours. So
that's what I've never enjoyed about those kind of games is just sitting through cutscenes. Like when I want to play a game, I want to play. I don't want to watch.
What kind of games do you play then?
Like NBA 2K, Call of Duty. That's what I used to play.
Galaga. Shit, Nick. What are the changes that you're enjoying?
Well, in the game, the way that the disease is transmitted is through spores. So they have to wear masks all the time.
Yeah.
They don't really tell you how the disease was started, and they kind of did that. Even though it wasn't really confirmed yet, there's a pretty good conspiracy going on as to what started the whole thing. So,
yeah, we got a little bit more context to that because first off, Kyle, do you think if you had never played the game, do you think you'd be enjoying the TV show experience more or less? Because like having an idea of knowing what characters you expect to see die, this and that really takes away from shock and awe. In my opinion, so that's why I'm not going back and watching the game clips till all this plays out.
No, and there's a lot more skin in the game because you do get emotionally invested in the characters, and it comes to a point towards the end of the game you have to make a pretty big decision.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see what they do with that.
Yeah, so
because you actually have a choice too in the game. You don't have to do certain things, so. I'm interested to see what choice they say.
The second game, playing it, starting off playing the second game.
Oh, you played too? Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
I didn't really like it in the beginning, but
I didn't either. I thought it was a grind, kind of a slog, but I loved it by the end.
After a little while, it's like by the end of it, you don't know who you like, and every single death, even if you're playing even if you're killing people you don't even know, just the random characters. Everything everything feels like it's got weight to it.
Yep,
You
I
feel
totally
bad.
agree with that. Hell yeah, I'm on board.
People have died a lot already in 2 episodes. X11. They did a good job at setting the stage in the show of just making sure the viewers know that this is a very dangerous world to live in, and like we don't
Nick,
really know as far as the show goes. We don't really know who to focus on and who to invest in yet. Remy,
Fuck that game.
Fuck that
This show's great though. I like the show a lot.
What the
I've never
hell?
played the game, not interested. But yeah, I like the show a
Okay.
lot.
That's fair.
Also,
What are you liking about it? Before
When's
Nick-
Invincible 2 coming out? I want to see the next season of Invincible 2.
End of this
fuck
year.
that show.
Okay.
I want to see Glitch Text. Anybody, any Glitch Text fans out there?
Dude, so Amazon put up a post on Instagram trolling people like Remy and Tyler who are sitting and just eagerly awaiting Invincible. They're like, "When's Invincible coming?" Like, later.
Soon.
You'll wait.
I haven't said anything. Honestly, I
Dude.
didn't even expect it this year.
Yeah, let's go. Oh yeah, Glitch Tech is awesome. Thank you, Oregon. See,
I don't think that Amazon was prepared for how big of a positive response that show got. So it took them a little while to get everybody back on the team to work to produce the next season.
Yeah, that, and they didn't start season 2 until like after season 1 was fully released, I think, or close to it.
Have they started season 2 yet? Because it feels like they haven't.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm working on it, but they're working on seasons 2 and 3 at the same time. So
they
hopefully
learned from
3
their
will be
mistakes
close
first
behind.
Nick, I've some non-spoiler questions that only people who would play the game would
Well,
understand.
then you need to direct message Nick those questions. I don't want to teeter totter on. I don't care if you spoil talk spoilers of episodes 1 and
It's
2,
not
but
going
I
to
don't.
be spoilers. It's
No.
what difficulty
No, there's
did you
no-
play the
there's
what
no
difficulty
reason.
did you
It'd
play
be-
the game
Yeah,
at?
there's
no
no
reason.
reason.
I
Yeah.
played it normal.
Normal? Okay, yeah, because the
God
game
damn it,
gets
you
kinda
played it
hard.
normal? Damn
No,
it.
the game's hard, dude. You die so many times, and then how
Boy.
many times did you die while playing normal? Like, was it a lot?
Yeah, probably. I haven't played it probably since it came out way back when, but
That's right.
yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, these are non-spoiler questions.
And the way they did the clickers are
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, they said that the actors who came in to play the clickers and this ones that we've seen so far were actually huge fans of the video game as well. So it worked great because they still remembered the dread and the sense and the feeling that they had while watching those things, and
Absolutely.
they were doing a good job at mimicking the movements and stuff that they didn't have to do a lot of prompting them on it, and they were able to lean into the quality of their performances on their own and let them bring it to them.
I love how there's such like gatekeeping for spoilers when this game came out like freaking 10 years ago.
No, because people don't play the game,
Dude.
man. It's a video
2013,
game.
literally 10 years ago.
You
They're
act
not
like
gatekeeping
a
the
video game
industry.
community is the same as
TV show.
watching TV community. Those are not the fucking same, man.
At
Well,
all.
I figure there's a lot of overlap between our
There
community
probably
and the
is.
video game
And-
community.
Kyle,
Like
they're
both
just busting
boys.
your
But not for people that just
I know,
watch
I know.
HBO.
For context,
Who gives a crap about those people? Just content
Well,
consumers?
for context, there's 6 people on the panel. Not even half of them have played the game. And
Yeah,
in
I was
the-
in a show hole just looking for something, and I got psyched for this after the trailer.
33% of
Yeah,
us have
dude,
played
this
the game.
show is so in yeah, that's low numbers. And
That's-
Rob was on here. He hasn't played the game. DJ was on here. I have no clue if he played the game. He might have.
I think he did. I don't know.
I don't understand DJ when he talks.
X11, did you
The
play
whole
the
point
game?
is
Or
there's
did you
more
play the game?
people. There's too many people that haven't to spoil. It'd be the
Weird.
same thing if Invincible. If I was just like, the book's been out since
Oh my God, don't talk
2001,
about
you
the
assholes.
books.
This is how it went out.
He doesn't.
It's like Negan and Glenn dying in The Walking Dead, and
What?
people are like, oh, and I'm like, did you not read like the main issue? Like,
No, most people didn't.
No, they
read
just
Walking Dead.
watched it.
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
watched it. The
But,
vast
like,
majority of
that's
people.
just-
people
Why
lost
would you
their
spoil
mind.
it?
There was like death threats being thrown around. I was like, well, he dies in the comics to a blunt force trauma to the head.
You lost another one, Kyle.
God damn it.
And it was still impactful.
19 seasons behind The Walking Dead.
Well, it
I'm
happened.
actually rewatching Walking Dead from season 1 right now.
Season 3. It happened. Was it season 3?
No, I think it was like 6, right?
Really?
No, 5, 4, 3, 2.
2.
And see, that's
Immediately,
one
he
cool
just
thing.
shows up and dies.
Even in the cases of like the external properties versus the shows, they deviate. Even Glenn's whole finale thing, that was deviated from the book, not him specifically, but that moment and scene. So even if you were reading the book, you were blown away.
Absolutely. Well, that's what they're doing with Last of Us. Like they're deviating from the game,
real quick.
but they're also like word for word giving
Some
some of the scenes where it's like, okay, that needs to be here. We're gonna
Now, of
keep
course,
true to
after
it,
I
so.
watched it, you saw a lot of people doing comparison videos and posts and stuff,
Sure.
which I thought was awesome. And I'm loving watching it because I am getting like I'm catching like homages to the game even without playing it, just with how in the outbreak opening of episode 1, when the plane crashes in the streets behind them and they're forced out of their vehicle, and he's standing there with his daughter.
Very tense.
He's standing there at the entrance of the alleyway with his daughter staying off the street looking for his brother, and that car wrecks right in front of them, blocking their path from their brother, forcing them to go a specific route around the way. I'm like, dude, this is a video game scene. Like these cars just crashed, now you're forced to go down.
Yeah.
Like this is
It's
cool.
cut scenes for plot points, and my favorite part was the airplane just. I'm terrified of that stuff when like technology
Airplanes
fails
falling on you?
and stuff falls out of the sky. Like literally, I used to live when I was a little kid. I used to live my life in like a anxious horror of a asteroid or meteor coming and
You should
destroying me.
Google the torrent meteor stream, and you'll live that same terror twice a year.
Oh, absolutely. I think there's like a panel of 7 scientists or astronomers. What's the word for it? Not the astrological. The people that look through telescopes to find if there's close proximity objects to Earth.
That's definitely not astrology.
Okay, astronomer.
I think they're HBO viewers is what they go
They
by.
definitely are.
So there's like 7 astronauts that look through telescopes, and they're trying to make sure that they take shifts, and they're just looking for things that are close to the Earth. So, but there'll be one that'll
Are they
just
like
be
the guy
oh,
on
yeah,
the
it's all over.
Titanic that yells iceberg, and then
And you
they're
wanna
like,
hear-
well, we can't turn the ship.
You want to hear a scary reality even about those people that
They can't do it.
50% of the time they're looking, there's no possible way to even see if there is, because if it's backlit by the sun, it's invisible.
Yeah.
So only
wild.
50% of the time of the day that they're doing that is it even possible.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
why
and
even
you have
bother?
to look in the right part of the sky. I mean, there's
It's
just almost
it's
no
like
point.
existential dread. It's terrible.
And
So I'm
you
gonna.
know something, it will happen one day.
It's happened numerous times. It still happens. Look at Russia just a few years ago. They had that airburst that a meteor entered the atmosphere, and because of the heat, it exploded
it blew
about
up
a mile up and busted windows. Like people
that
were
was
hurt.
crazy.
Leveled.
And Brittany
Look
Griner.
at Tunguska in the early 1900s. They had an airburst there that leveled hundreds and hundreds of acres of forest. Just
You wear glasses?
leveled.
I didn't know that.
He said Brittany Griner.
What were you trying to say, Justin?
So I wouldn't really worry about asteroids because I saw this documentary once where an asteroid was on its way to impact Earth, and we actually sent up a team of deep shore oil drillers to place a bomb in there to blow it and sort of split it up.
That's fantastic. I'm glad that they have this figured out.
They got to be careful. They may have to leave somebody behind on something like
You want to
that.
see my map of doom?
R.I.P. Harry.
Oh, yeah. Someone definitely gets left behind on all that stuff.
Every time. It's mandatory.
I just hope Aerosmith is ready with a good song.
Does he say I would die for Riley right before he like perishes?
No, he said Martha.
I would die for Riley.
Why did you say that name?
I believe he actually said Grace, but who's keeping records?
And Kyle, to answer your question, no, I don't wear glasses. I got my first pair yesterday.
Oh, really? Oh,
But to
cool.
answer your question,
how do you like the
weird
HD
glasses.
view?
It's weird.
Yeah, you'll get headaches too.
Especially when I take them off, it's weird.
Yeah, because you're
Well,
like,
you
oh
can't
shoot.
see shit without them,
Wait,
right?
what about
I know I
I
can't.
can still see. I can still
Oh.
see.
I have great vision without, but it's like putting like it's like 4K with my glasses.
There you go, 4K Kyle. That comment's for
Yeah.
you, buddy.
What's up?
I just stick to like
Astronomy is the
3K with
study
mine.
of celestial bodies in space.
I
Astrology is
thought you
for
said you only played
theoretical
2K.
effects of bodies.
I'm assuming Nick's are 4.5K.
I don't know. Do you play any good video games, Tyler?
I don't really play video games.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Anymore.
He's too busy getting shit done.
Yeah.
My glasses are so messed up. Look at that.
We have crossed the 10:30 mark. You guys want to hang out,
Not even the right color.
hang out, and everything. Feel more than free to. But this is where I dip off to be productive with my day. Tyler, what do you got?
I'm
going
gonna
on?
I'm gonna end it because I'm dead.
That's it. We're calling the stream. I appreciate everybody coming on, hanging out. Thank y'all for the super chats earlier and everything. Be sure to check out the channel membership. Kyle will be selling dollar start auctions on Sands Group. Is it today?
Tuesday.
No, Tuesday.
Tuesday. I'm sorry. I saw the post. I couldn't remember what day.
Today.
Doesn't matter.
Tonight at 9 p.m. on DJ Link's channel is In the Mix. Come hang out and all that good stuff. Justin over here is selling hot toys for buy them now prices that you can't sleep on. And Kyle's singing, so fuck him. He's out. And I appreciate everybody else hopping on except for Kyle. And until next time, as always, we are Legion.